Oh no, the game crashed. When I switch scenes, it's one of those games that crash when you switch scenes. Oh no. Hold on. I'll bring it back. Don't worry. Be right back. And yeah, there it is. There it is. We're back. Oh, and it's yeah, okay, it looks good. Ah, that was weird. But yeah, regardless. Anyway, hello everybody. Good evening or good afternoon wherever you all are at. Najumu here, and welcome to This Magical Girl is a Beach. Well, I'm not saying the full word because, you know, the game censors the word. As you can see here, you can see the star here, even on the Steam page, and even on the, even like everywhere in the description. So I'm gonna call her a beach, regardless. Is there a reason why she is a beach? Well, apparently from the synopsis, she's a pretty grumpy girl, and she had a lot of people ruin her day, and then all of a sudden she gets magical powers and stuff happens. What is the stuff? I have no idea. That's what we're going to find out tonight. Also, hello, good morning, Rayquaza. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's see what this magical girl story is all about. It was a dark and stormy Monday. Like any other day of autumn, the sky was overcast, but the students of Middling Middle School were unfazed by the gloom. Middling Middle School. Damn, that naming is kind of mid, not gonna lie. Instead, the halls were unusually charged with electric excitement, spectacular anticipation.
And last but certainly not least, today marks the first day of Halloween Spirit Week.
Oh, there's voice acting. Let's go. All right, let me make this a bit louder so that you guys can hear the VA work. I'm doing pretty well, Rayquaza. I'm doing pretty well. Pretty long day, but I'm willing to unwind a little bit with this VN and see how funny it is.
It's time to decorate your home room.
Oh boy. Is the PA guy one of those people who are pretty much like Steve Buscemi in that one episode of 30 Rock where he says, "How are you doing, fellow kids?" Is that what this guy is? The students collectively groaned. I agree. I groaned too.
First place gets a prize.
He sounds so disappointed.
That's right. The first place class gets their own pumpkin pie and ice cream party. So, put your best effort in, everyone.
Ooh, ice cream. That sounds good. Just let me know if the audio needs to be a bit louder, because from my side, it seems a bit low. Let me try to boost up at least the voices. There we go. Gotta boost the voices. The music, I think, sounds okay. Yeah, I think it should be fine.
If you want. More info online or, around. Yeah! Keep an eye out for those Spirit Week posters, y'all. Happy spooky season, mascots!
Wait, is it one PA guy or is there two of them? I'm a little confused, but I think it might be the same guy.
I heard Mrs. Ramirez's class had something really good planned for their deco. Like guaranteed when good.
Yeah. They're just trying to intimidate us by spreading rumors.
Their name is Stu and Dan. And the creativity with the naming in this is immaculate.
Besides, remember last year? Everyone said that one homeroom class had it in the bag, but then there was that fire.
Oh yeah, the 8-foot skeleton incident.
8-foot skeleton? That doesn't sound very encouraging, to say the least.
Exactly. Did they ever find out who let that skunk loose?
I don't think so.
Well, the point is, who knows what'll happen this year?
I guess we do have a lot of talented people in our class, like...
Oh, hey, Tabby!
Oh, that's our main character.
Good morning, Tabby.
Tabby was not having a good morning. In fact, Tabby never had a good morning when she was at school. There were too many people looking at her way, watching her every move, waiting for her to trip up so they could laugh at her. Damn, what is wrong with this school?
They're always sneering at me, like they think their little cliques are too good for me.
Damn, that does sound pretty resentful, even from the first few lines that she spoke.
Hiya, Tabby!
Jonathan. Oh, well, it's brilliant. We've heard of Gonathan with a G. Now we hear Tonathan with a T.
Like
All right.
I'm less than them. Less than human.
Nobody ever said that, girl. Relax.
Man, Tabby is so cool.
Yeah, the real aloof type, like a spy or a secret agent, or somebody who's undercover.
Pretty sure those are all the same thing.
Exactly.
I always want to ask her to hang out, but I'm like super intimidated. Think she would say yes?
Just because we're in the same homeroom? Not a chance. Way too cool for us.
Tabby grew out of wanting friends fast. Endless bullying will do that to someone. She couldn't even imagine being that naive anymore. Tabby was fully aware that this was her destiny. Be alone, unwanted, forcibly isolated.
Excuse me. Need to get to my locker. Hello? You good?
What does it look like? Molten rage and mild embarrassment bubbled through Tabby as she stared into the face of her ultimate nemesis, Eden. Eden, something or other. Last names didn't matter. It was how he treated her that made her seethe with frustration.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Oh, yeah, you really do hate him.
Always ready to tear me down at the first sign of weakness. I can see it in his eyes now. He's going to.
Listen, are you gonna move or do I have to move you? I don't want to be late to class. Come on, let me through.
Was that a threat?
What?
Tabby slapped a hand to her mouth, worrying she had thrown herself in unnecessary danger. Who knew how bullies like Eden might react to being questioned? She looked around in vain at the crowd milling around them, not seeing a single friendly face.
I can't trust any of these bystanders to stand up for me. If only there was a teacher around.
Is that the bell? I'm just gonna go for it. Excuse me.
Tabby watched in horror as Eden reached for her. Hey Ichiman, what's up? Uh-oh, we got choices. What are we gonna do? Defend yourself or hesitate? Is there a save? Yes, there is save. Yeah, let's save here. Should we defend ourselves or hesitate? It'd be bad if we hesitate, and it wouldn't fit the title that we have when it comes to the game. Boom. Before she even knew what was happening, Abby's hand moved on defensive instinct, making contact with Eden's face. I finally made the good decision, which was deleting Guilty Gear's Strive. Oh no. Did you fight too many Ramlethals? Is that what happened? Was season 4 too much? Although honestly, I can't blame you. I still think Strive is fun, but I can see why people are a little bit unhappy with how season 4 is. It's because of Chip. Yeah. It's because of... Yeah, you did mention that a few times before. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you feel like the character you had the most fun with isn't fun anymore, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Better play something else. I don't know, like maybe Xrd, Rev 2, or Plus R, or any other fighting game. I mean, it's understandable because not everyone has like multiple mains when it comes to a fighting game. So sometimes you just want to pick one character. You just want to pick one character who gels with you. If you can't gel with that character anymore, game over. And I tried getting back to Strive with different characters. It feels like I'm mentally torturing myself. Yeah. If you reach that point, If you reach that point in a fighting game, don't play it anymore. Don't. If you're not having fun with the game you had fun with, no, not worth it. Not worth it. There's a lot of fish in the sea. Plenty of other, like, bigger fighting games, and there's a lot of great indie fighting games as well. There's a lot of options out there, so it's understandable. Achievement pitch slap. The picture, it's basically the Batman and Robin comic that that was a meme for a while. The resulting smack was pitiful to hear, and Eden seemed more confused than hurt.
Ow!
Oh, he is confused, all right.
I was just trying to defend myself. You were going to hurt me.
Who's screaming? What's going on here?
I'd go as far as say BB Tag was more fun game than Strive. I even go back to that, and for now and then. You know what? I like Strive. I think it's fun. But I'd play BB Tag instead, too. I'd play BB Tag instead, too. Even if it's a mess, like balance-wise, yeah, I'd play BB Tag 2 over Strive. I'm sorry.
Come on, kids. Class is almost starting. Why are the two of you still loitering around?
Tabby spun towards her homeroom teacher's voice in recognition, searching for his authoritative presence.
Mr. Teacher, did you see him?
Sorry, Teach. Tabby just wouldn't move.
The hallway rapidly emptied around them, as any stragglers and witness fled their respective classrooms.
I just need to get my books. Promise.
Yeah, Narukami was consistently strong in BB Tag, and he's super fun.
Is there a reason you can't move away from Eden's locker, Tabby?
Tabby gawked incredulously at her homeroom teacher, and then stepped off to the side, shaking her head. No? That's weird. Her head, no? Oh, that's a weird typo.
How could Mr. Teacher take the side of a known bully?
How do you know he's a bully? Honestly, she should have known. No one would be on her side, even the ones in charge.
Since I'm on my way to class too, and I have the worst headache from moving pumpkins all morning across campus, I'll give you all a pass. You better be in your seats by the time I get there. But no running. That includes you too, Caleb. I know you're just waiting for your friends, but don't let them make you late.
Oh, it looks like the sad boy of the story already. Oh, never mind. What are these footprints, though? For just a second, Abby considered speaking up and pleading her case, but the moment passed as quickly as it came. Mr. Teacher didn't bother to linger, all but jogging up to greet a different group of students. Tabby stared solemnly at his back before walking briskly in the direction of her classroom. Well, this classroom looks very avant-garde.
All right,
Does that make any sense? Mr. Teacher attempted to rein his homeroom class for the 5th time that morning. Just like every other year, students were too excited about Halloween Spirit Week to pay attention. He decided to launch into his 3-part lesson on the history of Halloween anyway.
Halloween originated from the pagan festival Samhain, which marked the end of the harvest and the dwindling barrier between humans and the other world.
A portion of the students fell for his well-rehearsed hook and began to quiet down.
It's easy to forget about all of that in the modern-day Halloween traditions, but if you take a closer look, you'll see that many have deeper historical roots. It's really quite fascinating stuff.
Is it now? I thought all this like history behind a lot of these holidays are now gone and it's pretty much commercialized stuff, right? No one basically like celebrates stuff like, you know, Halloween or Thanksgiving or for example Christmas like it's traditionally like how it's supposed to be traditionally celebrated. It's just basically an excuse to just like, I don't know, get candy, for example, in Halloween, or eat turkey or eat a lot of food for Thanksgiving, and for Christmas, just get lots of presents and get a holiday. But I don't know, maybe that's just my observation. Maybe someone else might correct me on that, but yeah, that's how it is nowadays, from what I noticed.
I can't wait for you guys to see how awesome I made my costume for the Halloween party.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're going to wear that costume, we don't see any features on you. You're just a figure. A purple-colored figure.
The lady with the super freaky haunted house on my block helped me design it.
I still can't decide whether to be a zombie werewolf or a vampire ghost.
I'm pretty sure there are VTuber concepts that have either of those two. Either a zombie werewolf or a vampire ghost.
Unless... Do you think I could be a zombie werewolf vampire ghost?
Not sure if there was actually one that manages to combine all four, but I'm willing to be surprised.
Oh, are we talking costumes? $20, my monster costume is the scariest.
How fitting for the bully to love terrifying people.
Your face already scares me.
The other kids nearby laughed in surprise too, which caught Mr. Teacher's attention.
Is something funny? Tabby, do you have something to share with the class?
Tabby felt her stomach drop as the whole class turned to stare at her. Of course, he let his favorite students get away with talking during class, but not her. Tabby tried to swallow the lump forming in her throat, but she just became more nervous by the second.
I think we're all just excited to dress up for Halloween. I know I can't wait to decorate homeroom.
That's great, but I still have 30 more exciting slides about Halloween throughout the decades.
Riveting. The class collectively groaned. Abby breathed a quiet sigh of relief.
It's really quite interesting. There's fascinating tie-ins with the Day of the Dead and the glorious gourds of harvest. I could wax poetic about it.
You already gave this presentation before.
Well, I did more research, and now I have extra footnotes.
The class collectively groaned again.
Oh, fine. I don't know how I was supposed to have a normal class this week anyway. Why don't we put a twist on it by giving historical context to our proposed decorations?
What, reenact the Salem witch trials?
That's a cool idea. We could pretend to burn you.
Okay, that is, even if it is pretending, escalated quickly.
What? He totally just threatened me in front of the class! Surely Mr. Teacher won't let that slide!
Yeah, Tabby would be such a good witch.
I don't know if the school board would approve of that.
He's just going to brush it off?
All right, kids. I'll start dividing the class decoration types into groups and share a mini lesson about each of them. So, listen up. For instance, why do you think pumpkins became associated with Halloween? There's something else that's happening around the same time. If you want to take care of the jack-o'-lanterns, try and answer.
Eager hands shot up in the air. Mr. Teacher picked out one of them.
Because it's harvest season?
Ding, 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 ding! You got it! Harvest season is decorative gourd season, folks. Carving pumpkins was a tradition before Halloween. But the term jack-o'-lantern started with Stingy Jack, an Irish legend that will give you the heebie-jeebies.
Stingy Jack? That's actually the first time I ever heard of that. Maybe I should actually research on that later. Tabby tuned the rest of the lecture out, only listening for what themed decoration was being offered next. Mr. Teacher droned on and on, until finally...
Why do you think Halloween was associated with death? Whoever gets this one gets to be in charge of making all of our skulls and skeletons.
Tabby was never a class participation kind of girl. Now her hand flew up in the air. Mr. Teacher looked at Tabby, eyebrows raised in acknowledgement. By some Halloween miracle, she could see her name forming on his lips.
Probably because winter is coming, right? Back then, lots of people died in the winter.
That's correct, Eden. Winters 2,000 years ago meant...
Tabby seized at the injustice of it all.
How could they do this to me?
Tabby was the one with a special connection with skeletons, but every single year. Well, only last year, but last year, Eden swept in and snatched what she wanted, what she deserved.
Hey! I had my hand up. He interrupted.
Mr. Teacher looked at Tabby, taken aback, as if he forgot she even existed.
Oh! Well, you can answer the next question.
Tabby gritted her teeth. She really didn't want to let this go, but everyone was staring, and her stupid cheeks were getting redder and redder. Stupid cheeks. Whose side are you on, narrator?
That's just stupid. It's not fair.
Even as Tabby clapped a hand to her mouth at her outburst, Mr. Teacher raised an eyebrow in judgment. Well, here's the thing, we can't see Mr. Teacher's face. For all we might know, he might not even have a head. The angry part of Tabby wished she could smack the disapproving expression off his face. Her frustration withered away. She crumpled into herself, heart sinking.
I'll always be the first to get picked on, and the last pick for everything else.
How about you let me continue the lesson and the two of you can work together? This is Spirit Week, and I really don't want to give any detentions for disrupting class.
Sounds cool. I'm sure Tabby will come up with something really freaky. You know, given how into this stuff she is.
Oh yeah, totally. She's the type to freak people out. It's awesome.
Too bad Tabby works alone.
Like Batman. Ooh, or the Joker.
Wait, here's the thing though. Batman did work with other people, and so did the Joker. Yeah, I don't know why those generic NPCs are kinda not the sharpest tools in the shed. Eden grinned at Tabby. Tabby felt a horrified shiver run down her spine, and she braced herself for what was coming.
She looks like him too, if you turned his smile upside down.
The other students tittered at that in typical middle school fashion.
Hey, for real! Tabby would be the best villain!
Damn, Tonathan doesn't even have a face! Disappointing.
They're laughing at me now. They're all laughing at me because of him.
Settle down, class. And that's not nice, Eden.
Only joking. Tabby got me good earlier too. That's just how we do, right, Tabs?
Eden held a fist towards Tabby. Oh, he wants to go for the bro fist, huh? Tabby fixed him with her best death glare.
Classic Tabby.
Well, Tabby, if you want, you can work with Eden and...
I am not working with Eden.
There's still a couple of other decorations up for grabs.
She scowled at Mr. Teacher. I like how in the art that She is so angry that her mouth disappears.
He's still picking Eden over me? Why? Why do they all love him so much? What do they see in a bully like him?
The class moved on, but Tabby just sat, reliving the feeling of everyone laughing at her. Soon, all the decorations were assigned, and the class was split off into their working groups. Slowly, the room began to look more and more spooktacular. As a reward for their hard work, Mr. Teacher handed out spooky stickers, spouting Halloween facts all the while. But of course, he skipped over Tabby entirely.
Hey, how come Tabby isn't helping?
Psst. Tabby, do you want to join my group?
It's not too late to team up if you want to do skeletons.
Another choice. Let me see, let me save here. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Which one are we going to reject? Are we gonna reject Stu or Jonathan's or Eden's? So I feel like Stu isn't like a bad person. They're all not bad people, but I would think that she would think Stu isn't a bad person. Same thing with Jonathan. Jonathan's kind of a dummy from what I noticed. But Eden, I would say she would definitely say no to Eden. So we're gonna pick that. Antisocial club. They were clearly taunting her. No point in staying around a bunch of bullies. Tabby started packing up her bag, watching the clock anxiously so she could be the first one out of class when the bell rang.
I really think you should have been the one to do skeletons. We can talk to Mr. Teacher together if you like.
Damn, Caleb being supportive? Tabby's mind struggled to make sense of what was happening.
Wait, is he talking to me? What was his name again?
She had never even spoken to this popular kid before, much less seen him approach her general vicinity.
He's not making fun of me, is he?
No, he isn't.
Listen, you're not the only one Eden's burned before. Maybe together, we can finally knock him down a peg.
This isn't a trick, is it?
I am Caleb, and this is no trick. I'll stand by your side.
Caleb patted Tabby on the shoulder, and she recoiled, almost hissing at him. Personal space, please! Then, oddly enough, Tabby felt a tingle on her shoulder where he had touched her, like butterflies were dancing on her skin. Gross. She wasn't developing a crush, was she? Caleb gave her a small smile.
So what do you say? Shall we tackle this together?
You know, I kind of feel he's kind of sus. I have a good feeling that this fella is kind of sus. Wasn't that what she had always wanted? To have someone to see her? Really see her as a person worth talking to? Now here was someone who was ready to back her up. Last.
Okay, we can stay behind after class then.
Perfect. I'll get Eden to stick around and we can tell Mr. Teacher what happened.
What? No! Just the two of us. I don't want him around.
No. Tabby, trust me, he needs to be there.
No! He'll just ruin everything by charming Mr. Teacher, like always. I'm not going if Eden is.
Tabby crossed her arms.
All right, as you wish.
Caleb inclined his head at Tabby in thoughtful agreement. As the rest of the students continued to work on bringing the Halloween spirit to life, Tabby bounced in her seat, almost vibrating in place with sudden energy. She barely heard Mr. Teacher announce to the class that it was time to clean up. Not long after, the bell rang. The other students shuffled out of the door until there was only Caleb and Tabby left. Abby turned her critical gaze towards Mr. Teacher and prepped herself to approach. Mr. Teacher hummed to himself, trying to ignore the grouchy elephant in the room. He reminded himself that he became a teacher because he wanted to inspire the next generation. He genuinely cared about his lessons and wanted everyone to enjoy his classes. Reasons out of his control, kids could be real shitheads. There were kids who turned his lessons out, kids who rolled their eyes at everything he said, even kids who managed to scowl at him for a full hour. Kids like Tabitha Bones. Her expression had been so disarming, so spooky that he had been too nervous to even go near her. Now she was standing in front of his desk, with her arms crossed and an equally wicked scowl on her face. What reason did she have to glower at him? If anything, the horror stories from the other teachers were to be believed. Rumor has it, last Halloween, a girl with permanently gloomy demeanor had attempted to bring butcher bones in as decorations. While the girl in question didn't have any bones on hand now, Mr. Teacher willed himself to be brave. He cleared his throat once, twice.
Tabby, can I help you?
Tabby took a deep breath, sensing the reservations Mr. Teacher had towards her. She was glad Caleb was with her.
I don't think you should let Eden decorate skeletons instead of me.
Mr. Teacher stared at her in stunned silence. Tabby sped onwards, afraid to lose her courage.
He's clearly a bully, and if you side with him, you're a bad teacher.
Mr. Teacher furrowed his brow, lip trembling ever so slightly. Ouch! He was hurt by Tabby's words, more than either of them probably expected. She could probably sniff out his people-pleasing tendencies. He could just as easily put those away, especially to call out students who had stepped out of line.
Look, I'm not sure why you wouldn't let Eden get to his locker, or why you said he was scary looking. Yes, I heard what you said.
Tabby glared at him, readying herself for an accusation. Mr. Teacher braced himself against his desk, trying to remain calm at the obvious hatred being beamed towards him.
I don't know what's going on between the two of you, but I'm going to call Eden here and we can resolve this once and for all.
Oh no. Well, yes, that's happening.
No, I don't want to be near him. I want you to listen. Caleb agrees with me too.
Tabby gestured at the spot next to her, only to be met with an empty space. Mr. Teacher's frown deepened and he flexed his fingers in agitation. Sorry. What kind of bluff was she trying to pull? There were no other students left in the room.
I'm sure we can resolve this right now.
Wait, where did Caleb go? Mr. Teacher got up from his desk, glad to be out of range from Tabby's burning gaze. He poked his head out of the classroom, hoping Eden hadn't wandered off already. Luckily, the boy was still close by, chatting with a familiar green-haired student. Mr. Teacher felt vindicated at seeing Caleb out in the hallway. Clearly, Tabby had been mistaken.
Eden, could you step inside for a moment?
Eden raised his eyebrows, but didn't hesitate to re-enter the classroom.
What's this about?
No!
Use your words, Tabby.
Tabby exhaled loudly. From the outside, she appeared to be flaring her nostrils in deep frustration.
You took the decorations I wanted. Again!
Eden shrugged.
No biggie. Let's do it together after class.
No biggie? Yes, biggie! You always get what you want.
Huh? Like when?
You get away with everything! Like that time you put gum in my hair and I had to cut off my pigtails.
When did I do that? I haven't even chewed gum since the 3rd grade. Oh, wait. Oh, that was you? I totally forgot.
Oh my god, this guy.
That's it? Do you have any idea how long it took to grow it back?
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not funny! And Caleb agrees.
Caleb? What's Caleb got to do with this?
Mr. Teacher pinched the bridge of his nose, feeling an uncomfortable tingling in his brow, like a headache was setting in. Or worse, a migraine. Children were always so noisy. He hoped they would settle down soon. Not that they ever did. Never fast enough. Never listening to his pleas to be quiet.
Be quiet.
But
Oh, he is pissed. He is pissed.
Be quiet.
Tabby and Eden both fell silent, unused to this harsher tone from their homeroom teacher.
There. Was that so hard?
No, it didn't need to be. All those years of being a doormat for kids much too young to know better than him. Waves of resentment washed over him, built up from the countless instances of holding his tongue, of being the adult. That's right. He was in charge, not them. He needed to reclaim his space and authority.
Both of you, get out.
But
Teach? You look a bit weird. You know, pukey.
Pukey? Bro, what does pukey even mean? Does it mean like when you look at him you want to puke? Does it mean like he's about to puke? This kid ain't right.
using Mr. Teacher as a distraction, I see.
That was low, even for Eden.
Please, get out.
Mr. Teacher's voice was strained and whispery. Eden probably hurt his feelings.
Aight. See you later, Teach.
What a jerk.
Mr. Teacher clutched his head, gritting his teeth.
Oh, should I get a nurse?
He didn't trust himself to speak. Instead, he shut his eyes tight, hoping Tabby would be magically gone when he opened them again. From how he's shaking, it doesn't look like he's gonna be well. Let me save here. What shall we do? Hover awkwardly in silence or get Mr. Teacher's attention? I wonder if he's just going to scream at her if we manage to pick this choice. However, this seems to be the more logical one because, my God, that guy had enough. That guy had enough from all these rowdy middle school kids. Yeah, hover awkwardly in silence. Could hear Tabby shuffling from foot to foot in front of his desk. Also sounded she was opening her mouth and closing it again every few seconds, which irritated him even more. Mr. Teacher's eyes snapped open. The sight of Tabby still standing around and glaring at him made his blood pressure spike. Oh boy. I thought she's going to shuffle away. I didn't expect she was going to shuffle in place. Oh boy, I'm sorry, Mr. Teacher. Why was that brat still here? Andy told her to leave? She never listened, always thinking she was in the right, always thinking she knew best. A brat like her? Tingling got worse, making it harder for Mr. Teacher to think clearly. Only one line of thought made it through the mental fog.
Mr. Teacher?
Tabby shrunk back fearfully as Mr. Teacher smiled a too wide smile with too many teeth. Fortunately, we can't see them.
You Brats just love testing my patience, don't you? Bad students get detention, but that would be a bigger punishment for me than you. After all, children who don't listen are no better than vermin. And as we know from history, vermin deserve a far worse punishment. Can you guess what that is?
Oh, this escalated so quickly. Tabby backed away, bumping immediately into a desk. The blood seemed to drain from her
Oh,
face.
come on, Tabby. There's a fun little sticker in it for you. Tabby, you should have paid more attention in class instead of scowling all the time. The answer is extermination.
Tabby jumped out of the way as Mr. Teacher's brand new claws just barely missed her arm. Huh?
Claws?
Uh-oh. The desk that Tabby had just been standing in front of crumpled beneath Mr. Teacher's weight.
Oh.
No. What landed and stared at Tabby from the wreckage with cool reptilian eyes was not Mr. Teacher. Instead, Mr. Monster. Oh no. Now we can see his face. He, or it, lunged at her once more. She dove under the nearest desk, but she didn't dare to stay there for long. Tabby crawled towards the next set of tables as fast as her poor athletic record allowed. The desk she had been under flew across the room and shattered against the wall. With desperation and fear coursing through her, Tabby scrambled to her feet.
Please, 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 please!
Gunning it for the classroom door, Tabby pounced on the doorknob.
Of course, it's locked! Of course! Why would it work? Everything else seems to be going wrong, why not this too?
From behind, she could hear the warbled snarling before a dark shape sailed overhead. The pulverized debris of what had once been a desk rained down on her. Tabby shrieked and covered her head. She tried the doorknob again, despite knowing it was no use.
Help! Someone! Help!
Tabby whipped around, pressing herself into the door, like she might be able to phase through it. The monster approached her with a bloodthirsty aura and clever eyes. He had her cornered, and he knew it. At the sight of his misshapen, uncanny, too sharp grin, Tabby's legs gave out, like her body knew the fight would be over soon. She couldn't blame them. Everyone always abandoned her in the end. Why try anymore?
It's useless. I'm useless.
There was nothing more she could do. It's not like Mr. Teacher was ever going to listen. He never had before. So why would this time be any different? She just wished, for once in her miserable life, someone would have really, truly stayed by her side.
Hiya, Tabby. I'm... What the crap?
Wow. Even the magical mascot is saying profanity. Mr. Monster chased after the new nuisance, his jaws snapping wildly. Whatever the tiny creature was, it zipped around the room in panic.
I'm strength, and I'm here to guide you on your... What the bleep is this? Tabitha Bones, do something!
Damn, that is some super exaggerated, like in a good way, voice acting. Tabby gaped at the little guy in alarm. She had no energy left. The fight was as good as over. What did it want from her?
Don't just stand there! Help!
Tabby took one long look at Mr. Monster's terrifying teeth and the tiny red being running around the desks, and hightailed it to the corner of the room, as far from them as possible.
It's a goddamn monster! I'm just a little girl! What are you anyway?
I'm a pixie! And I can't handle this on my own!
Mr. Monster swiped at Strength, who darted into a high corner of the ceiling, temporarily out of his reach. The pixie huffed, eyeing Mr. Monster nervously. He threw an equally nervous glance at Tabby. Suddenly, and unexpectedly, Strength brightened up, and snapping his finger.
Yeah, I've got it. I'll just give you some candy.
Strength whipped out a sparkly wand the size of his body from who knows where.
Candy? How the hell is a piece of candy gonna help us right now? Also, I don't take candy from strangers.
Well, at least she knows that.
Eat it or we'll die! It's magic!
Mr. Monster pounced at Strength, swiping his claws at the shiny object.
No toys in class.
Got that voice. I'm sorry. This is too funny. The wand flew out of Strength's hand and spun towards Tabby.
Use the wand!
Tabby grabbed it and let out a few practice swings, preparing to bash whatever came her way with it.
Not like that!
Despite zipping through the air to avoid Mr. Monster's jaws, Strength's voice reached Tabby with surprisingly clear instructions.
The candy, Tabby! You have to eat the candy!
While Mr. Monster was still fixated on Strength, Tabby weighed her options. Refuse to eat the candy angrily. Oh yeah. She's gonna be angry while eating candy. If I refuse, then she'll probably die. But I guess she has no other choice, right? Because, you know, this is a magical girl game. And she has to, you know, become the magical girl. Eat the candy. Tabby gripped the wand with fear and fury. She hated being told what to do. There was a choice between the suspicious candy and the jaws of a monster. She'd take the jawbreaker any day. Dog Day Azuki, hello! Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you back. But it had better not be strawberry flavored. Oh, she hates strawberry, I see. Oh, animation! Let's go! She looks like a clown. He looks so stupid. Oh man. Tabby tried to reorient herself in space, frantically looking for the whereabouts of the monster in the room. Also, hey Alex, welcome. Mr. Monster stared back at Tabby, a bewildered expression on his face. He didn't seem to be coming after her just yet, but... Tabby quickly scanned the room for any sign of strength. Had he been eaten already? She had been ready to rip into him, demand an explanation for, well, everything. She glanced down at herself, trying to pinpoint the source of the soft jingling noise she kept hearing.
What is this?
You're a jester now. A giant pom-pom obscured part of her view, beyond which all she could see was a gaudy mix of red and black.
What the hell is this? Is this a joke? I knew it. This is a goddamn prank, isn't it?
Yep, you're in a prank video.
Well, that's new. It's okay. Everything will be okay. We can work with this.
Strength continued rambling, but was nowhere to be seen. Was his voice coming from inside Tabby's brain?
Great. I definitely imagined him.
Well, it seems like we're stuck together. Yup, I can't move at all, and that's totally okay. I'll just take you through everything. They didn't warn me about this, but it's fine. It's fine.
God, this is it. I finally cracked. Even my imaginary friends are freaking out.
Tabby started to shake, half crying, half laughing at the ridiculous situation. The bells on her horrific outfit jingled with her tremors. Mr. Monster tilted his head at the sound, eyes glinting. Ding, ping, clink, tingling.
Watch out!
Mr. Monster was before her in one pounce. His claws raked through the air, straight toward Tabby's head. Oh, he mad. By pure instinct, Tabby dodged the attack, doing a backflip across the room.
Huh? Did I just do that? How?
That's the power of strength.
But I don't have strength. I can barely do a push-up.
You do now, Tabs. With me at the helm, we're unstoppable. Now get us out of here.
I'm pretty sure you'll also be a very good circus act. Tabby did feel a little stronger than usual. Backflip? Maybe that candy was magic.
What else can I do?
Alright, let's save. Because we may get back to a lot of these choices. Throw desks at the monster. Wrangle the monster. Well, considering how she potentially has better physical ability, then I would say throwing a desk would be optimal. But she can also try wrangling the monster. But with what? She doesn't have like a rope or anything that is like a wire that could be able to wrangle the monster. But it would be funny to see how she would potentially be able to do that, so let's pick Wrangle the Monster. Taking advantage of his hindered speed, Abby snatched the string of skulls and caution tape off the walls. Aha! That's what she's going to use. Now, she was the one stampeding towards Mr. Monster. Tabby grinned, knowing he wouldn't be able to lay a single claw on her. Hey, Slevins, what craziness are you up to today? We're reading a visual novel about a angry, neurotic middle school girl who is now turning into a magical girl because her teacher turned into some kind of lizard monster. It's silly. As you can see, this is her magical outfit now. She looks like a goddamn jester. She made several tight turns around the beast, wrapping the decorations around his legs with speed and agility. Mr. Monster thrashed around violently, but the makeshift binding seemed to hold on for now.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's something familiar about that monster. Those sparkles, maybe? Isn't that magic?
The decorations on Mr. Monster's legs began to tear.
Ah! Tabby, that's not gonna hold! Quick, use the wand!
On cue, Tabby swung the wand at Mr. Monster and beat him with it.
Not like that! Wave it around!
Whip it around? What are you supposed to do? Tabby aggressively waved the wand at Mr. Monster, managing to smack him in the face again. Mr. Monster slumped back, eyes rolling around in pain.
I said around! Like, around!
Tabby moved her arm in a wider circle, swinging the wand above her head like it was a lasso. A soft glow enveloped both of them. As if by magic, Tabby felt the ridiculous outfit she was wearing pop off. Suddenly, she was back in her regular clothes.
glad that worked.
Mr. Monster's whimpers faded into the groan of a rapidly approaching middle-aged teacher. A soft light dissipated. Mr. Teacher blinked once, twice. He struggled instinctively against the decorations binding his legs and then looked around the room, horrified. On cue, someone pounded at the door. So, basically, the thing that managed to stop Mr. Monster was just Tabby just smacking him on the head. Yeah, that's some real magic right there. Miraculously, the locked door swung open and students poured into the room. It was clear from the sound levels that a small crowd had formed outside. Gossipy chatter turned immediately into horrified gasps that were audible from the hall, maybe even the other classrooms.
I thought I felt an earthquake or something. We couldn't get in.
What even happened here? Where's Mr. Teacher? Tabby, what's going on?
Mr. Teacher? Are you alright?
The other students quickly took in the sight of Tabby looming over their bound and bruised teacher. Shredded construction paper wood dust fluttered through the air. Tabby's pride at having defeated the monster quickly shifted into nervous apprehension.
That Tabby is something else. Did she seriously ruin our decorations?
How is that what you're worried about? Mr. Teacher looks like he's on the verge of tears.
Is that really his name?
I'm okay. I'm alright. Okay. Oh, I think I might have broken a rib. Give me one moment.
The other students removed the decorations binding Mr. Teacher's legs, wincing when the paper crafts tore in the process.
Did she beat him up? I didn't know Tabby could be so... I can't even think of a good word.
So horrible.
Oh, this is getting worse for her. Oh no. The last accusation finally shook Tabby out of her stupor.
It's not my fault. It was Mr. Teacher. He wasn't himself. He started throwing stuff at the decorations.
That's impossible. Mr. Teacher wouldn't do that. He loves Halloween.
You weren't there. He turned into a monster.
I can't believe you do all this and lie about it. We thought you were cool.
Now, hold on, guys. Let's hear Mr. Teacher's side of things. Is Tabby telling the truth?
I'll be in the nurse's office.
Mr. Teacher got up with multiple groans and winces, gratefully accepting the support of the nearby students.
Why won't he tell them?
Doesn't seem like he's in any shape to say much of anything right now, Tabby.
I can't believe this. I can't believe you guys think it was all my fault.
Whose fault is it then? No one else was in here.
Just calm down, Tabs. If you explain yourself well enough, I'm sure they'll listen. Take a deep breath. In, out, and elaborate.
I already did elaborate. There's nothing left to say. I was in the room with Mr. Teacher, and he turned into that horrible beast. He was crushing desks and everything.
Real nice story, Tabby. But what does that have to do with wrecking our decorations?
Well, he wrecked it. He was...
My poor paper pumpkins.
We're gonna get disqualified now.
But I didn't wreck them. And I wouldn't have even been put in this situation if it wasn't for...
Enough! This back and forth is getting us nowhere.
Caleb stepped forward and stood between her and the crowd of students. Despite his outburst, he didn't seem angry. He smiled kindly at them instead.
I'm sure nobody meant any harm. Things happen, right? Why don't we all just drop the unpleasantness?
For a split second, he directed his smile at Tabby.
We can work out the details later. I'll talk to Tabby, and...
We'll go check on Mr. Teacher.
Fantastic idea. Just what I was going to say.
I'll go too.
Thank you, Stu. You're a real trooper. As for everyone else, shoo, I promise. We've got this handled.
Jonathan figure doesn't match his voice. He should be more chubby. Here's the thing though. Like these other like characters, they don't even have faces. They don't even have like body types. They're just formless figures. And even like the school itself is just called middling middle school. Like it's just like throwaway stuff compared to like the main characters in the story. At Caleb's authoritative direction, the group that had formed dissipated. They went with the simplicity method. Yeah, pretty much. After a few seconds, Abby was alone with a green-haired boy.
So, is this a friend of yours?
Is he a friend?
What? No! I don't hang out with other people.
Ah, how did I know?
Ignoring Strength's comment, Tabby focused her attention on Caleb, unsure what he wanted with her, or if she could trust him after he disappeared on her. Oh, well, he has a pixie too. That last thought faded away as Tabby noticed Caleb had a gremlin of his own on his shoulder. Unlike Strength, Caleb's pixie companion had a quieter energy. He had stared at Tabby with critical and sleepy eyes.
Looks like there was a lot of destruction.
Indeed, and yet our prize seems to have gotten away. For now.
Who are you again?
I am Caleb. We spoke earlier this morrow.
Why does he talk like that? Did he always talk like that?
I don't think so.
No, not you. That. The little guy.
The name's Magician.
Oh, he's just called Magician? Alright.
And you are Tabitha.
Hold on. Why does everyone know my name? My full name!
Caleb spoke again, pushing his glasses higher up on the bridge of his nose.
You have my apologies. It would seem as though my plans have slightly... what's the word? Misfired.
Misfired? Misfired? That's more than a misfire, you weirdo! You stitched that crazy monster on me?
The answer to that is ambiguous. Yes and no. Both can be, and indeed are, true.
Can you cut the crap? Explain yourself! And use words under 4 syllables, damn it!
My intentions all along have been to get that horrible bully in detention. He's a menace. An annoying, terrible menace. Like a cicada in an otherwise perfectly brewed cup of coffee.
That's an interesting analogy. Caleb's tirade came to a sudden halt as Magician wordlessly tugged on his collar. In response, the boy tilted his head to listen as the pixie whispered something into his ear.
What's that? The metaphor makes no sense?
Oh, that's a metaphor, but regardless. Magician nodded.
Like a cicada in a screen door. All he does is make a racket without any care of who he's scaring.
He stopped for a moment, seeking the pixie's approval. When Magician nodded again, Caleb took it as permission to continue.
As you can see, I'm also a friend of Pixies. My most powerful ally is Magician, the pixie of manipulate.
Magician gave Caleb's collar a sharp tug.
A magical influence. I can stack any situation in my favor, with the extra power to trigger transformations, often of an unpleasant kind.
I knew it. I knew this boy was sus.
The assignment was clear from the start. Get Eden to fight the teacher, or wet himself trying. Get Eden sent to detention, ruin Eden's reputation, book a vacation to celebrate, I don't know.
Man, what is this grudge you have against him? Magician is the one in charge, then that's what it looks like. With each word that left Caleb's mouth, Strength's round little face twisted into an increasingly worried frown.
If that was your master plan, you failed, Four Eyes! You got me in hot water instead! Your stupid scheme was super convoluted. You think a big Dumbo like Eden could have survived those teeth long enough to get detention? Even if you wanted to terrify him, you didn't have to deadlock the door. I could have been killed!
The door? But that's never happened before. Our power doesn't work on inanimate objects.
I told you it was a terrible plan, Calum. You should have listened to me.
Calum frowned, clearing his throat.
Ahem. I didn't mean for you to get involved, of course. But you were never in any real harm. I would have stepped in. You understand? Had your powers not kicked in, everything was still within my calculations. And for your sake, we had to keep the monster contained. It would have been a disaster if the beast rampaged through the school. You might have been blamed for some kind of horrible witchcraft.
So, you were just looking out for me?
No, I don't think so.
Exactly. You think I would have just abandoned you in your time of need?
You just did earlier.
Yes.
Of course not. I had to play my cards right for our sake. Which unfortunately involves subjecting you to close proximity with that orange-haired wretch.
Wretch? Wretch, damn, that's a strong word.
But he was almost in our grasp. Look how close we got.
Indeed. Imagine what the two of you could achieve together, fully powered up.
Yes, the heights we could reach, the punishment we could inflict.
My guy, you need to relax.
Or we don't think about that. I'm a big fan of talking things out instead.
Your execution was patchy at best, but I can agree that it would have been pretty entertaining to see that guy suffer for once.
Yes, I knew you would understand. Only we can bring that candy gobbling fool to his knees.
So, what did Eden do to you?
What didn't that bully do? He got up to every bit of mischief in the book. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd commit arson on my house, if given the chance.
My guy, relax. This is with these tense people.
I swear, it was that bad.
Yes, finally, someone else who understood what she had been through.
Right? He's always getting up to something. It's so frustrating.
It's always like this. He starts the fight and then kicks you while you're down.
I don't think he is that malicious. Aloof, yes. Malicious? Maybe not. Abby nodded, eyes glistening with vindication.
Things are different now, though. Even a wounded dog will bite. And anyone who would kick a poor, innocent, bone-loving puppy should expect the gnawing of teeth. The teeth of vengeance.
God, you'd think that Eden killed his entire family or something. Oh my God.
So what you're saying is, technically, we're not the ones in the wrong here. Eden is an annoying prick. So when I argued with Eden, it was probably his fault.
I don't know, girl. You sounded like you misunderstood his intentions. Even though, like, he's not the best when it comes to, like, understanding how other people feel. And, you know, it's kind of a common thing with teens, right? It's pretty much regular teen behavior of misunderstanding, like, what other people think and thinking, like, everyone's out to get them and whatnot, but not to the crazy extent that these two have.
Huh?
Yes.
In that case, what I really need to do is to use my powers to purge evil.
Yes.
What?
Like you said, there's nothing more evil than tormenting an already tortured soul.
Tabby grinned, gleefully coming to her conclusion.
So if Eden is evil, then I can blast him!
Blast him, you say? Oh boy.
Yes!
No! Are you crazy, Tabby? You're not gonna blast some random kid!
He's not just some random kid, Strength! He's my rival. He's demented and cruel.
You know that expression? That expression is perfect. Perfect with the conversation that happened right now.
Just look at him. Who knows what kind of fucked up and wicked plans are brewing under those cheap, box-dyed highlights.
Hey, oh girl, you're a middle school student. You shouldn't be saying bad words.
He's asking for a blasting.
Wait, is that is a team feeling? What about a guy in his 30s? For a friend, you know. Well, it's more common with teens, I feel. It's more common with teens, but it does happen with adults as well. It does. It does. I wouldn't say like it's impossible for it to happen to adults, but it's more common in teenage years because, you know, teenagers are more haughty. They're more emotionally charged compared to being an adult, right? Once you like grow older, you manage to like be a little bit more mature. Well, at least most people. Some people would rather still stay as children, which is why the term man children is a thing. But yeah, I would feel like it's mostly common with teens, right? I do feel it's honestly common with teens because they still don't have like a proper grasp of how to communicate with people, because they're in this precarious spot between being a child and being an adult. So yeah, it's pretty much a transitional period. So that's why when you basically talk to some people about what they did as a teenager compared to what they did as an adult, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You'll find some people who might say, "Oh man, I was like a very energetic, a very emotionally driven teen compared to how I am right now."
If you blast him, you'll go to magic jail.
Oh, there's magic jail as well? Huh.
He's asking for a highly legal and purely metaphorical blasting.
I don't think prettying these words change your intentions, Tabby.
Well, as fun as it would be to vaporize every annoying person on Earth, there are other ways to get revenge on them.
Fun? Wait, revenge?
What's wrong with some healthy spite strength? You look like someone pissed in your cereal.
Tabby, we can't be talking about the same stuff here. Vanquishing evil is cool, but you're getting it all wrong. Evil isn't just whatever you don't like.
Well, it seems you're being outvoted at the moment. None of us like it.
Besides, vengeance is the strongest emotion there is. Real strength happens when you want to move heaven and earth for a just cause, right?
And our cause is most certainly just.
An 8th grade boy.
An 8th grade boy!
Oh man. The next day. It was a dark and stormy Tuesday. As thick clouds gathered overhead, the air inside Middling Middle School was charged with the fervent whispers of students spreading the latest news.
Did you hear?
That's what I heard too.
All that effort.
Pumpkins are all ready to go in the multi-purpose room. Oh, my back.
Today is Tuesday. That's right! It's Tuesday, mascots! Today is the second day of Halloween Spirit Week, and you know what that means.
Huh? Where's the voice acting?
Yes. The judges will be around soon to check out all of your great great work! So get those finishing touches in as soon as you can. Or don't. But don't worry if you don't win today. Tomorrow we'll be hosting more spooky activities for all mascots to enjoy. And now, sports. The volleyball team! Yay, volleyball! Has an away game.
Tabby tuned out the rest of the announcement. Despite her bravado yesterday, she felt a sense of dread about entering her homeroom classroom. The gnawing ache in her gut at the thought of having to interact with her classmates wasn't anything new. This was a weird feeling to have. This was a weird feeling to be having in light of recent events.
I'm all powerful now. Why should I be afraid of what other people think?
I don't know about being all powerful. The only thing you did was a backflip and just mashing your magic wand on your monster teacher. Strength popped out from inside Tabby's hood, shaking his head vigorously.
No, you should be worried. That feeling, it's coming from a place of
weakness.
I was going to say guilt.
Strength climbed gingerly onto Tabby's shoulder.
Listen to me, Tabby. It's not weak to feel bad because you messed something up. Even if it wasn't your fault, but you also shouldn't brush everything off like nothing happened. You did cause some damage, right?
Yes, exactly.
What? You're agreeing with me? I mean, that's great.
Strength took a closer look at Tabby's eerily calm expression and rubbed his hands together uneasily.
What exactly is it you're agreeing with? You said it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't. So I shouldn't feel bad.
That's all you got out of that, huh? I mean, I guess what you're saying isn't entirely wrong. But Tabs, maybe, just maybe, with great power...
Abby twirled on one of her braids absent-mindedly around her finger.
With great power, I can finally even the odds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Uncle Ben said too.
All my life, I've been in the lowest part of the food chain. Easy prey. It's not nice to prey on the weak, is it, Strength?
No.
Tabby nodded sagely.
Like Calum said, I have vengeance to execute, evil to purge, on behalf of us weak victims everywhere. So I'm not going to waste time thinking about anyone's feelings, just like they never thought about mine.
Oh, Strength looks like he's done with this. As Strength struggled to turn the moment into a learning opportunity, Tabby strode into class, head held uncharacteristically high. Man, look at this place. It's a mess. She froze in the doorway, shocked by the interior of the classroom.
What?
Tabby expected everyone to turn at her entrance and start whispering about her. Instead, her classmates barely registered her presence or her outburst. And, more bizarrely, the destruction left in the wake of her unexpected battle yesterday.
It's all fixed?
Huh?
Fixed is a strong word.
The decorations have been painstakingly taped back together, some covered in a new layer of paint and glitter to hide the tears and cracks. A pile of broken tables and chairs were haphazardly set off the side. Some students were sitting on the ground. Tabby rounded on Strength. Oh, just 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just got a bunch of groceries that came in and I had to pick them up. Alrighty, let us continue. Tabby rounded on strength. Minimal achievement considering the pixie had been clinging to her shoulder.
Did you do this?
Hey, don't look at me. I was in your backpack all night. It smelled like pencil shavings and old sandwiches. Don't know how I managed to rest in there.
Well, you decided to stay with her. What are you gonna do? Yeah, just a second. Ah, there we go.
If you didn't do it, then who?
Who indeed? A fellow classmate stared wide-eyed at Tabby, who appeared to be raving at nothing.
Hi, Tabby. Is everything okay?
Is it?
Who fixed the... Everything is...
Oh, back to normal, right? Yeah, when we got here this morning, everything had been all patched up.
Another student gave Tabby a careful look.
You know, at first we thought maybe you'd be the one to do it, but...
Is it going to be Eden? They gestured at a figure sitting in an odd face-down position. A dark mop of black and orange streaked hair sprawled across the desk.
He's been half asleep all morning, and then we were like, of course.
Of course it had been Eden.
Of course it had been Eden, getting on their good side, making me seem like a bad guy.
Strength cautiously poked his head out of Tabby's hood, making sure to steer clear from the view of the other students.
Tabby, hey, stay calm. I know what you're thinking.
Staying behind without warning to fix everything so they would think it was me, and then think I wasn't that nice.
Hey, Eden, you awake, bro? Class is about to start in a few minutes.
Few other students gently pat Eden on the back. He sat up with a jolt, startling more than a few of them.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, I heard you were the one who patched all of our decorations, Eden.
Eden gave the curious onlookers a sleepy, lopsided half smile. Didn't confirm their suspicions. He really didn't have to. His fingers were still slightly crusted in orange paint and a solid layer of glitter. Tabby heard a gentle pounding in the distance, a war drum coming up from a long way off. Took her a moment to realize it was the pounding of her own heart, slowly growing louder in her ears.
Yeah, thanks, Eden. You're our hero. Let me buy you a cookie at lunch. You've earned it.
Me too. Or like a soda or something. You work so hard.
Nah, I'm all set on sweets.
He gave a good-natured pat to the jack-o'-lantern lunchbox sitting by his backpack.
Oh, right. Forgot candy is like your thing.
So cool that you don't have cavities. I wish I had your teeth.
Eden flashed them an award-winning early smile. To Tabby, it felt disingenuous at best, insidious at worst. Like he was mocking her with how well he got along with everyone else. The pounding shifted into a distant roar in her ears, almost drowning out the nervous muttering of her classmate.
Lucky he got to it, right? Otherwise, we'd have to scramble at the last minute.
Oh, hey, stranger, what's up? Welcome. I hope you're doing well in your vacation.
Or, I don't know, some people were going to ask you if you weren't too busy to help out too.
I bet they were relieved I didn't do it.
Sorry, what was that?
No, Tabby, come on. Nobody is saying that.
They don't have to say it. I know.
No, you don't.
Just leave me alone.
Oh, okay.
I bet they were relieved they wouldn't have to buy gross little Tabby a cookie.
The bell rang, signaling the start of class. Oh yeah, tomorrow's the last day. Oh, well, hope you had fun, man. Tabby trudged dutifully to her spot at the back of the room. placing her backpack on one of the few undamaged desks.
Should have had Tabby help, probably. I'm sure she wouldn't have minded. At least, I don't think she would have. I don't know anymore, honestly.
Eden laughed out loud, oblivious to Tabby's darkening brow.
Tabs? Wait, no, you're right. Without Tabby's help, nothing would have looked this horrifying. I bet she could have made it even worse.
Tabby froze. Her hand reached for the wand stashed in her pocket.
No, Tabby, bad! Maybe he didn't word it right, but he probably didn't mean it that way.
I'm pretty sure he didn't mean it that way, but, you know, he's terrible with expressing words. Well, the title's interesting. What is this game about? It's a visual novel where this girl right here thinks that the world is out to get her, especially that boy named Eden. And then all of a sudden, her teacher turns into a monster, and she gets magical powers, but not really magical powers. She just has this guy here who she can transform into becoming a jester. And the only way she manages to stop her teacher is just by hitting him on the head with a magic wand. Yeah, this is pretty much your typical magical girl story, alright? No, it's not typical.
And if he did, well, forgiveness is commendable. It takes the most strength.
Letting someone get away with lies is not being strong.
All right, settle down, class.
Oh, Mr. Teacher seems fine now.
Let's take roll real fast before the judges get here and I release you all into the cafeteria for the start of our special Halloween activities.
Oh, except the bandages, of course.
I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am to leave this whole mess behind us and move on to the pumpkin carving contest. It's not like giving knives to children can make things any worse.
Hey, Mr. Teacher? I know you probably can't see too well with all those bandages, but Eden did us all a solid.
Not up to date with the youth slang, but I take it to mean that he did something possibly good? I hope?
Alright, good luck, stranger.
Yeah, he fixed all the stuff that Tabby broke. I mean, sorry, Tabby. I know you said you didn't do it on purpose, but everything was still broken.
Tabby raised her hand faster than she had ever done so before. She didn't even wait to be called on, speaking boldly out of turn.
Can I use the bathroom?
Is that Tabby?
Oh, well, who do you think it is?
I mean, yes, sure. Tabby, right, let me just mark you down as present and...
Tabby didn't wait for her teacher to continue peering at the roll sheet through his bandages before she left the room.
You're turning into a real delinquent, Tabby.
I'm not the delinquent. Eden is. He's a bully and a manipulator. He has them all eating out of the palm of his hand still, like he's got candy for hands.
That is a horrific thing to imagine.
Well, imagine worse, because that's what Eden is.
You know, he's just an 8th grader, just like you.
Yes, exactly. Evil starts so young.
You're so right, yet so wrong.
Strength let out a wheezy sigh as Tabby walked straight past the bathrooms.
Wait, aren't we going to the bathroom?
What, together?
I don't know.
From the other classroom, students began trickling out of the doors, heading out in chattering hordes towards the cafeteria.
I wasn't ever going to the bathroom. I was lying, obviously. I'm going to put Eden back in his place right now. He won't beat me at my own game.
I don't think he's trying to beat you at anything.
Well, he can't. Eden doesn't have any powers.
What if he does?
It was stupid of them to think he could ever fix anything.
But what if he does have powers? What are you gonna do now?
If they want a hero, I'll show them what a real hero looks like.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Don't look if you're so scared. Real strength is doing things other people are too afraid to do.
Yeah, well, if it's actually something that doesn't cause harm to other people, and it's for like an actual legitimate good reason.
I have a really, really bad feeling about this.
Tabby snuck into the multi-purpose room, eyes alighting at the dark oblong shapes scattered evenly across the unlit floor.
I'm going to guarantee us a victory. Then they'll see. They'll all see.
Tabby, why are you picking up those pumpkins? Where are you taking them? This isn't our classroom. Tabby, no!
Uh-oh. These transitions. Very magical girls style transitions. It was a dark and even stormier Wednesday. Like the thundering clouds rolling overhead, the atmosphere at Midling Middle School was charged with confusion and concern.
Happy Wednesday, everyone! We're at the halfway point of Spirit Week, but we're not slowing down just yet. For today's big event, we have our Jacko! Oh, no way. Really? No, I didn't hear about that before now. When did we get the memo? Today is Wednesday. That's right, mascots. Stay safe and stay spooky!
As soon as the announcement ended, the hallway rustled with all sorts of speculative susurrations.
That was weird, right?
Yeah, but the teachers have been acting weird since yesterday.
I noticed that too. Why did they refuse to tell us who won the decoration contest? And it was so weird when we suddenly switched to carving apples instead of pumpkins without any explanation.
Yeah! And then they were like, no knives, actually. Like, make up your mind. Yeesh. I was tempted to just use my teeth at that point.
We can't even see your teeth. What are you talking about?
Maybe it's a good thing we weren't doing pumpkins then?
Tabby found it hard to keep her usual scowl in the face of everyone's uneasy energy. And that is some Chuck Jones nightmare, no, not nightmare, no. That is, oh god, what was it again? How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Yeah, you know that part where he does this massive smile? Yeah.
Psst. Strength! Strength, wake up!
Tabby reached into her backpack, shaking her pencil case until Strength clambered out of it.
What's happening?
Something's wrong. It should have been obvious by now that we won. People should be thanking me for a job well done. What's taking them so long to announce it?
I could think of a few reasons.
Like,
Maybe they're just waiting to announce their, findings when class starts.
huh, I guess that makes sense. Well, I can't wait. Everybody's gonna be so pumped when they hear we crushed the competition. I couldn't have done it without you, Strength.
You sure couldn't have. Listen, Tabby, I'm glad to see you're so happy for once, but I think you're gonna have to brace yourself.
For what?
For everyone's reactions to go differently than you're expecting. I don't think you should be down in the dumps, but...
But nothing! Don't overthink it, Strength. They'll all be thanking me. I guarantee it.
Abby zipped up her backpack, leaving only a strength-sized peephole through which he could watch her predictions unfold. Abby continued down the hall, apprehension replaced with jaunty confidence. As she approached her locker, however...
Oh, are you kidding me?
She could barely see her locker past the students who had gathered around it.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
It was like they couldn't even hear her. Tabby rolled up her sleeves and pushed past her classmates. She managed to breach the dense ring of people, but groaned when she spotted the reason for the crowd. Eden stood by his locker, holding court. His adoring fans spilled out in front of her without any thought for how she was supposed to retrieve her stuff. In fact, he probably told them to stand there just to annoy her.
What's going on?
Oh, morning, Tabby! Eden's showing us the prototypes for his Halloween costume!
That's not what a prototype means, Tonathan. And if it did, these ones would fail a few standards.
I think they're pretty good, though.
Yeah, Eden! I would totally wear some of these.
Caleb's right though. They're more like rejects.
Abby leaned in to get a better look, her annoyance just barely overpowered by curiosity. Her eyes widened.
Hey, isn't that...
Tabby hit her backpack to keep strength quiet. Scratches were crude.
And ugly and stupid.
The designs, however, were immediately and uncomfortably familiar. Tabby tried to quell the rising panic in her body.
There's no way Eden saw me yesterday.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's impossible.
That's what I was thinking. How long did it take you to come up with all of these, Eden?
I started coming up with ideas after last Halloween, but I didn't start on prototypes. Mock-ups until a few months ago. Oh, but then I ended up having a way scarier idea.
Yeah, these aren't scary at all. They give off super silly vibes, especially this red one. It looks like a clown dipped in fruit punch.
Well, wouldn't you like to know if this actually is a real costume or not? Tabby's cheeks flushed with embarrassment as her other classmates nodded in agreement.
Do I look like a clown dipped in fruit punch?
Yes. Yes.
I agree. Those colors are comically hideous when paired together.
My guy isn't even helping. Aren't you supposed to be on her side?
I can see why you changed your concept to something with more panache.
Yeah. They're super goofy. And is that a leotard? That's so lame.
Hey!
Tabby whacked her backpack again.
Right? And uncomfortable too. I scrapped these for a reason, but I don't know. I'm still kind of proud of them. Maybe I'll repurpose them for something else instead.
His musings were cut off when the bell rang.
Shoot! Time to go!
Eden shut his sketchbook with a loud thwump.
Oh, man.
The crowd of students began to disperse.
Aren't you gonna get your books?
Oh, yeah.
Tabby opened her locker and rifled through it distractedly. It was weird enough morning without the added shock of seeing Eden's drawings.
That was just a coincidence, right?
Is it?
Hey, class?
Tabby's classmates settled into their seats, chattering animatedly, even as their teacher cleared his throat a few times.
My sister is obsessed with that one cheesy movie, Tender Loving Ghosty Ball, or whatever it's called.
You know what Tonathan kind of reminds me of when it comes to his voice? He kind of reminds me of Eddie. No, not Eddie. It's Ed. Yeah, Ed. You know, the tall one with the constantly derpy eyes, and he talks like he has that same tone as well.
Why can't she give a good old classic slasher a chance?
Yeah, I could totally hear Ed sounding pretty much Like that.
Isn't she like 7?
Class?
I try to hype her up to watch Too Cursed Too Curious 4 with me, but she just cries until I put in Tender Lovin' Who You Gonna Call. So then I end up watching it over and over.
Ugh, you know what's really scary? Tooth Decay documentaries.
Wait, those exist?
My parents make me watch them every year once August hits.
There's more than one documentary on teeth?
Actually, are there documentaries for teeth? Let me actually look this up. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Hold on. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, there are. There's even a documentary about the root canal procedure. Well, I guess I've been proven wrong. Mr. Teacher cleared his throat a 3rd time.
Hey guys, shut up!
Thank you, Eden.
Ugh, there he goes again, gaining brownie points.
Class, I have some bad news.
The students fell silent at Mr. Teacher's ominous tone.
The pumpkin carving contest has been canceled.
Didn't they announce that already?
Yeah, but I thought we were just gonna do it today instead.
You don't think no pumpkins at all?
That's exactly right, Den. The jack-o'-lantern contest will not be happening this year.
Oh, I practiced carving incisors for nothing?
That has nothing to do with that.
What are we doing instead?
Unfortunately, there will not be a replacement activity. Especially not for our class.
What? Why not?
Sometime yesterday, someone, or more likely multiple people, went on a rampage and destroyed the decorations in each homeroom right before the judges got there.
Well, I guess we know who did the destruction.
Every single homeroom was covered in pulverized pumpkin pieces, except for ours. I know you're all good kids at heart, and we never know what someone might be going through. But whoever did this is clearly in need of some guidance counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, until we find the culprit, our class won't be able to participate in any of the other Spirit Week activities.
Oh, someone rotten is ruining everything for the clean and well-flossed teeth.
I think you should relax on the whole teeth thing.
Yeah, that's not fair! Collective punishment is illegal!
Everyone, calm down.
Yeah, chill out!
I would like to get to the bottom of this, as I'm sure all of you do. If anyone knows anything about what happened, please come talk to me in private.
No. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, Strength warned you and you didn't listen to him. That's what you get.
I just wanted to help.
Strength whispered to Tabby from inside her backpack.
Tabby, you have to say something. Now's your chance.
What? No!
Well, it's never too late to right your wrongs, even if you need an extra push.
Strength took a deep breath and did his best Tabby impression.
I have something to say.
The entire class whipped their heads around to stare at Tabby.
Strength, you asshole!
What was that, Tabby?
Tabby wanted to share something, I think.
Tabby was too panicked to glare daggers at Eden.
You can do it, Tabby. Be strong.
Tabby?
Tabby ground her teeth together. Her face felt hot with everyone's eyes on her.
What am I even supposed to say now?
Uh-oh, we got a lot of decisions. Alright, let's save here. What are we gonna say? Blame Eden? I mean, we blamed Eden more than enough times. Blame someone random? That would actually be funny. Blame Mr. Teacher? My guy had enough. Blame Strength? They wouldn't know who Strength is. Own up. Own up.
Let's say the culprit was me. If you need someone to blame, I mean. I did it so that we would win. We deserve to win!
This is serious, Tabby.
Of course nobody believes anything I say. If you don't believe me, fine, whatever. Just don't cancel Halloween. It's not fair!
Tabby is obviously just taking the blame, so we don't have to miss out on the fun. We can say it was me. Don't cancel Halloween.
It was me.
It was me!
It was me!
Oh, we're doing the I am Spartacus thing?
All right.
Oh.
All right, settle down.
It's just as I mentioned it, it showed up. All
I
right.
can't pretend that wasn't a moving display. Of course, I love Halloween as much as everyone else. It gives me no joy to keep you from participating in the Spirit Week activities, but we have to take this pumpkin smashing incident seriously. I'll say it again. If anyone knows something, really knows something, come talk to me after class. In the meantime, I'll speak with the other teachers and see if there's a little wiggle room regarding our Spirit Week participation. Caleb, you're in charge. I'll be right back.
Well played, Tabby.
That was inspiring.
Yeah, I've got chills.
You should be a public speaker or something.
You should be president!
Man, I don't know about that.
Maybe I'll dress up as Tabby for Halloween next year. That'll give everybody goosebumps for sure.
The real criminal is still out there. Maybe it's even someone we know and love.
Oh, should I dress up as this mystery pumpkin pulverizer instead?
What would that even look like?
After some time, Mr. Teacher returned, and all the students scrambled back to their seats.
Well, kids, you're not off the hook yet, but we did come up with a compromise.
All the students leaned forward in their seats with anticipation.
The pumpkin competition is still canceled, but the rest of Spirit Week is not.
Oh, nice.
In the meantime, we're sending letters to your parents explaining what happened, and we will give the culprit until the end of Spirit Week to own up.
Mr. Teacher paused and looked around the room meaningfully.
However, if no one comes forward,
What is this game about? It is a visual novel about a girl who misunderstands that everyone is bullying her, and now she gets magical powers. What does she use the magical powers for? Just literally doing backflips, bonking monsters physically with a wand, and trying to ruin a lot of pumpkins. Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it, at least so far.
well, we haven't decided yet between detention or some sort of volunteer activity to make up for it. But,
Also, welcome, Crid.
all right, settle down. As I was saying, a decision has not been made yet, but everyone will have to participate. Now, as you can imagine, the other homerooms were pretty bummed about what happened. To make it up to them, the teachers have decided to send everyone on an impromptu field trip, excluding us, of course. But I worked some Halloween magic, and if we agree to be on our best behavior from here on out, they've agreed to let us join them.
Oh, she's a high schooler Megamind? Yeah, you could say that, but technically she's a middle school. But you could say that. The class erupted with roars of approval.
Can I trust that you won't cause any trouble on this trip?
The students nodded vigorously.
All right. Don't let me down, kids. You won't be needing your backpacks, so you can leave them here and we'll lock the classroom up. And make sure you don't bring anything you wouldn't want to lose. Your emergency permission slips only cover so many liabilities.
Mr. Teacher, you haven't told us where we're going.
Can anyone guess? It's somewhere spooky. And, just around the block.
I love spooky!
No way! Is it the
Madlock Mansion of Horrors! Exactly right, Eden. Nothing like a local historical site turned tourist attraction to keep your mind off the real horrors of life. Okay, off you go. Lockers, bathroom, drinking fountain. We'll take roll at the front door in 10 minutes.
Despite the gloomy weather, the middle schoolers were in high spirits as they walked to their final destination. Wait, final destination? The local haunted house known as Madlock Mansion. Tabby heard her classmates whispering about the prankster in their midst as they walked.
Holy crap! It felt kinda good getting everyone to rally up for me.
We're going to the pet cemetery.
And technically, I didn't lie.
Yeah, but you still destroyed all the pumpkins. It was your fault.
Having everybody's support has its advantages. I just gotta figure out how to do that again and use it against Eden.
Keep up, kids. We want to make sure you get a chance to experience the whole mansion.
From behind, Tabby started hearing strange exclamations from her classmates.
Whoa, Eden, you look sick! When did you put that on?
Looking good, Eden. I was wondering where you were.
Oh, she mad now.
Thank you.
Tabby turned her head before she even realized what she was doing. Bobbing through the crowd of middle schoolers was a gas mask with orange lenses, framed by a mane of orange hair.
Oops. Sorry, pardon me.
Oh, wow.
What is that supposed to be? She is villain? I mean, she's confused. I would say that. Confused. Eden is Reaper. Eden's full outfit came into view and Tabby recoiled. It was so orange. Reaper from Overwatch. As he jogged closer, his heavy rubber boots splashed puddle water everywhere.
Sorry, coming through.
Abby turned and started walking faster. From the splashing noises, Abby knew that Eden would catch up in no time. Even so, she power walked until she was at the front of the crowd and her shins hurt.
Hiya, Tabs. What do you think? I was just waiting for the perfect time to show this off.
Go tell somebody who cares.
Oh, that is a very cool look, Eden. I should have brought my costume. But that would have spoiled the surprise before the dance.
I thought I could wait too, but I got overexcited.
Tabby deliberately slowed down again. So slow that the rest of the students passed her by. She bent down to tie her shoelace several times.
Let's talk revenge.
My guy, he's still talking about revenge.
Don't do that to me.
Tabby stood up and gave Caleb a hard look.
Ahem. I said, let's talk revenge.
No! You need to go away!
Aren't you tired of him yet?
Sure am.
Magician, do your thing.
You and I should have a chat over there.
What is she, Velma from the terrible show? From that terrible show? No. She is far from being Velma. Far from being Velma. She isn't like having like sardonic one-liners about society and how humor is being displayed and whatnot. No. No. I think nobody would be able to write something like Velma did in any other show.
Nope, I'm quite alright here.
Magician put both hands on Strength's shoulder.
Hey, wait!
Let's try this again. I've got a new plan to get Eden in detention.
Detention? That's all you got?
With some extra calculated moves, he might even be expelled.
Oh my god. This guy is bad news.
You're thinking too small. Let's get him arrested.
Yeah, I think those two are definitely going to be like very hinged members of society when they grow up.
That messed up Mr. Teacher Monster thing you did? I need you to do it again. On Eden! Then, when he goes all teeth and claws on the other people in the haunted house, they'll have to call the cops!
I see your vision. In that case, I'll need you to cozy up to Eden.
Gross.
Revenge requires sacrifice.
Fine. It'll all be worth it to see his stupid face when they cuff him.
You will need to lure him to the optimal spot for maximum damage. The middle of the mansion will do. Once we rendezvous there, we'll stab him in the back, exactly when he's least expecting it.
Callum saw Tabby's eyes glisten with excitement. Dude, this is just the original Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, man. Yeah, these...
Not literally. He just needs to be emotionally fragile for my magic to work. The more broken, the better. Of course, for the betrayal to be most effective, you must keep his spirits up until we have our tete-a-tete. And then, well, trust me, he'll be arrested all right.
Yes!
Magician flew back with a pixie-shaped bundle of duct tape. She delivered straight to Tabby's
To
pocket.
keep you from getting distracted.
Pixies don't need to breathe, right?
No.
Oh, perfect.
We'll be close.
A crowd of middle schoolers slowed in awe as they approached Madlock Mansion.
So cool!
Dope! It looks just like the mansion from the Axe Massacre Maximum Axe!
Maximum Axe.
I'm getting spooked already. Nice.
All right, class. Pair up with a buddy and make sure you stay with them at all times. You're responsible for making sure your buddy makes it out safely.
Hey! Wanna be buds?
Sure, just don't freak out on me like last year.
No promises.
Caleb raised his hand.
I'm not feeling well, Mr. Teacher.
Yeah, right. I bet he's too scared.
My stomach hurts. Ah!
How bad is it, Caleb? Do I need to send you back to school with someone?
I just need to sit down.
Oh, of course. You can sit out here with
The chattering students fell silent.
me. In fact, if anyone else wants to sit this out,
Mr. Teacher sighed.
I suppose I'll be the one to sit with you. Let me just inform the other teachers.
I guess haunted houses aren't Caleb's style. Man, I hope he's still gonna have fun out here.
Okay, this is my chance. I've got to stay close to Eden.
Cringing, Tabby walked up to Eden.
Hey, Eden, do you...
Hey, Eden.
Hey.
I want to talk.
Really? I mean, yeah, sure. More than happy to. Actually, listen. I've been meaning to say, I'm not that dumb kid I used to be. I mean it. I know you see me as this joker, but I'm like an onion. I have layers.
He has layers. Look at this guy, trying to be insightful.
Sorry, what did you want to say to me?
Okay, let's go and save. Which page? And go to page 4. Save. Let's talk about the haunted house.
The mansion. Madlock Mansion.
Oh, it's super awesome, right? So lucky that we get to come here.
The Shrek reference. Yes, it is. That's why he's spoken a Scottish accent.
Man, I love haunted houses.
Okay, I think this is working, but I still need him to trust me more.
Anyway, was that all you wanted to say, or?
Just compliment costume.
Cool fit.
Oh, I thought maybe you didn't like it since you said...
Eden shook his head.
I mean, never mind. Thanks. I'm so glad I managed to finish it in time. Plus, I'm already working on my next costume.
Tabby took a deep breath, gathering up the courage to say what she needed.
Anyway, I'd like it if you could be my buddy in the mansion.
Eden did a clear double take.
Dabs, almost got me there. Did Caleb put you up to this? Whew, that's a new one. Almost thought you were serious.
I am serious. Will you buddy up with me?
Me? Really? You and me. I mean, not complaining, just thought that wasn't how you rolled.
My theory is that Eden likes Tabby. You know what? I feel that too. I have a good feeling that he might have feelings for her, but he's trying to not show it very hard.
This haunted house isn't normal. That's why.
What do you mean? Isn't it like PG-13?
I don't like this one.
Wait, are you scared to go in, Tabs? Like, actually scared? I thought you were the queen of spooks.
I am. This one is different, okay? I just need you to go in with me.
I wouldn't judge you if you wanted to tell Teach you're not feeling up for it.
Is he actually worried about me?
Yes, actually.
No way, right? It's gotta be a trick. No, I do want to go in. I just thought, since you're an expert at spooky stuff, and everyone else is already paired up.
Does anyone else not have a buddy yet?
Oh, I get it. Testing the limits. I like it. Even the Queen of Spooks has some challenges left to face, huh? Well, I don't know what part is freaking you out, but I promise to keep you safe. If you need to tap out at any time, you let me know.
Huh. That felt oddly sincere.
Since I'm an expert and all.
Is he sneering at me? I take it back. He's still a jerk.
I don't think that's what he meant, but okay.
Come on, let's get in line.
Ahead of Tabby and Eden, the other students disappeared into the open door of Madlock Mansion, one pair at a time. The darkness inside seemed to swallow them whole. When it was their turn, Abby instinctively closed her eyes as she passed through the blackout curtains in the doorway.
It's pretty dark in here, huh? Watch your step, Tabs.
Brotato's just a great guy who's about to be arrested. I don't know if that plan of being arrested is gonna work out or not. I have a good feeling it won't. Tabby snapped her eyes open, barely avoiding walking straight into a wall.
Of course it's dark. It's a haunted house.
Oh, good. It's great that you're not afraid of the dark. Would have been hard to shield you from that one, to be honest.
Tabby grimaced at her mistake. She could feel the remnants of Strength's influence, fueling her aggression and bravado.
Thanks for nothing, Strength.
Give me a heads up when there's something you can't handle, okay?
Okay, get it together, Tabby. Just gotta mine Eden's stupid hero complex to keep him happy until I reach Caleb. Come on, act scared. Ooh, spooky.
She glanced at Eden, only to find him reverently touching the vest of a propped-up corpse.
What are you doing?
Eden jumped and removed his hand from the vest.
Oh, this is pretty nice fabric. Just, you know, admiring the, weave.
He patted his thighs like he was feeling for his pockets.
Right. Left my notebook in my backpack.
It was probably her eyes still adjusting to the dark. But Eden looked like, well, less like the villain that he was, and more like a dorky 8th grader with niche interests. That's what Strength has been trying to tell you the entire time. Very niche interests.
You're a weird guy, Eden.
Thanks!
What?
Wasn't a compliment.
We should keep moving, shouldn't we?
Yes.
The corpse that Eden had been touching raised one gaunt arm to point towards the next doorway.
That way.
Abby hastily suppressed her new instinct to fight all impending dangers with her fists. On second glance, the corpse was just a high schooler in a costume and makeup.
Wonder if Calum is disguised as one of the actors. How far is the center of the mansion anyway? Let's get going.
Eden disappeared behind the next set of curtains without her.
Did he just leave me behind?
As soon as he finished that thought, Eden popped his head back through the curtains, giving the impression that he had been decapitated.
Just double checking. You okay with doll stuff? I know we just got here, but we can leave if that's not cool.
Tabby froze, unsure how to respond.
If I say no, we'll leave and the plan will fail. But if I say yes, Eden might be suspicious and think I'm faking the whole being scared thing.
Alright. Now, this is going to be a pretty interesting choice. So, like she said, if she says yes, he might think that she's sus. If we say no, the plan will fail. But considering how Eden is, I don't think he'll assume that kind of thought. So we'll say express doll love. Tabby shook her head, even though Eden probably couldn't see her that well in the dark.
No, yes, dolls are okay.
Eden appeared unconvinced. Tabby sensed an opportunity to strike.
Dolls are just normal objects, just everyday toys. They're just dolls. No biggie. I love dolls.
She glanced at Eden out of the corner of her eye. He seemed conflicted. Tabby held her breath.
Well, if you say so.
Yes! Sucker.
Don't push yourself, though. Okay, Tabs? Say the word and we turn right back around and find the exit.
Please don't reverse the flow of traffic.
Say the word and we'll walk deeper into the haunted house.
Great. So safety first.
So, you heading in? We've got the next group waiting too, you know.
Let's do this.
This is a very talkative corpse, by the way. Eden ducked back through the next set of curtains, and Tabby followed suit. She blinked rapidly as her eyes adjusted to the flickering candlelight of the new hallway.
You still okay?
Tabby took in the piles of sleepy baby dolls with missing eyes, the rag dolls with empty expressions and stitched-on smiles, clockwork dolls that moved with jerky, off-kilter movements in absolute silence. She felt something brush her shoulder, fishing wire dangling from the ceiling to scare unsuspecting victims. Tabby glanced upwards. Beheaded doll bodies rotated slowly in place, clattering against bouquets of chubby plastic limbs like a deranged mobile. Luckily, Tabby had grown up in a house of a taxidermist, constantly under the scrutiny gaze of glass eyes in every size and color. The doll diorama wasn't a big deal. At least, not compared to Eden's scrutinizing gaze.
Shoot! He asked me something, didn't he?
A high schooler dressed like a wind-up doll popped up at the end of the hall and began stumbling towards them.
Let's play! Let's play!
Nice.
Ew.
Eden stared at Tabby.
Wow! I love it!
Before Tabby could really sell her performance, the wind-up doll reached them, leering at Eden. When Eden smiled instead of screaming, the doll moved to let them pass, visibly annoyed.
Me too, doll. Me too.
Well, we'll consider that mission failed for the doll. They moved on through the next turn of the maze, home to a human-sized ventriloquist dummy carrying a smaller ventriloquist dummy. The puppet duo laughed with a wooden rattling sound that echoed between them. Eden laughed back.
You're really not scared?
I mean, maybe a little. You know when you spot something out of the corner of your eye in the bathroom mirror? It's kind of like that. But I said I'd take care of you, right?
Tabby grimaced at him.
Hey, don't sweat it. Since you asked me to, I'm delivering. But only 'cause I want to. Besides, this stuff doesn't bug me too much compared to other spooks.
They rounded the corner only to be met with shelves and shelves of doll heads, turned purposefully in their direction.
When I was little, my Nana made doll clothes for extra cash, so there were always old-timey dolls in the house that I wasn't allowed to touch. Just me and them, staring at each other. Wait. Those were good times.
Eden inspected the doorway to the next part of the maze, which was framed by a literal arch of doll heads.
But you said you like dolls, right? So these don't scare you either?
Is that a trick question? Is he trying to catch me in a lie?
Tabby shrugged as nonchalantly as she could.
I like them a normal amount.
Do you have a favorite type? You seem like you would enjoy something smiley. Like a little Harlequin doll, or something like that.
A clown? Is that the kind of energy I give off? Do I look like I tolerate clowns?
Eden laughed at Tabby's incredulous tone.
I don't know, just thought it fit your vibes. You're pretty funny and lively when you want to be.
I think that's a stretch. Funny? Lively? Me? Why are you asking anyway?
Just something I was curious about. It's always cool to make stuff for people I like. So, is that a no on the cute little Harlequin?
Yeah, probably a no. They left the dolls behind and entered a room lined with funhouse mirrors.
I'm more of a skeleton person. You know what you're getting with a skeleton. No tricks you can't see coming.
The reflections doubled and tripled, transformed and stretched. She frowned at her artificially tall form and Eden's warped, round, short one.
Just good bones, clean bones, safe bones.
Oh, right. You always were the Bones Girl.
For some reason, this acknowledgement didn't make Tabby any happier.
Gonna be real for a sec. I thought it was a joke at first.
What was?
Your name is Tabby Bones, and you love bones? That's like cartoon character behavior.
Well, you are cartoon characters as well.
No way. Haven't heard that one before.
Like, I probably liked bones and skeletons a normal amount before, but...
Who's laughing now?
Eden rejected the advances of the circus clown, who had been waiting for them to round the corner. The clown sunk back against the wall with a grumble.
Anyways, you were the Bone Queen before I even knew there were bones in my body.
Thanks?
Eden and Tabby passed through the rest of the circus-themed hallway and entered the heavy mist of the next room. They took in the pulley-powered ghosts swooping over the papier-mâché tombstones in silence.
You know, being haunted house buddies is fun. We should do it again. I'm glad we got to chat, honestly. Like, when was the last time we were even partnered up like this?
Tabby felt a suppressed memory rise up.
The zoo.
The zoo? Oh, wow, that takes me back. How did you even remember that? Wait, was that when I left you in the...
Tabby scowled into the strobe lights, knowing exactly what he was referring to.
The reptile house.
Oh, yeah. It was creepy in there. Hope I've made up for it now.
Are you going to lie and tell me the snakes are escaping and then run out screaming again?
Doesn't work that well with ghosts, I think.
Irritated that he was so nonchalant about it, Tabby probed deeper.
Do you remember what happened after?
No. I don't think anything happened.
Exactly. Even after I got lost and missed lunchtime, nobody came looking for me. Until it was time to leave.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
I think?
It was a core memory for Tabby, just one locked away in a box of Eden-related anger. Let me see. You get away with everything, or no one takes me seriously. Well, these are obviously both, misunderstandings from a kid, but... I'll go for no one takes me seriously.
No one takes me seriously. I tried to tell them that you were pranking me, and then forgot about me in there. But I got in trouble for not finding a teacher earlier and wandering around by myself.
You get away with everything. That's the choice you want to pick, but I think maybe this should be the most plausible one. We'll eventually, try the other choices, but for now, that's what she thinks.
Oh, damn.
Tabby waited for Eden to say something else, but he didn't. Rage bubbled inside of her, and she pushed past him in the next room, glowering.
Wait, Tabby!
Tabby stumped into the adjacent room. At the sight of the caged plastic skeletons lining the walls, she felt slightly calmer. She waited for someone to pop up. A high school scare actor waiting in the wings or something. But no one came except Eden. The sound of his shoes echoed in the large space.
Listen, Tabby.
Tabby ignored him. Instead, she focused on the distinctively familiar tingling sensation on her skin. Magician's magic.
Are we already at the center of the mansion?
To be honest, Tabby had forgotten about her mission in the heat of her emotions. Where was strength to keep you on track when you needed it? She could still feel the little guy in the pocket of her hoodie.
He doesn't have enough strength to break out of the tape, apparently.
Tabs?
Well, he wouldn't approve of this anyway. He can keep napping a little longer.
Oh, sorry.
Tabby? Hey, are you okay? You look worried.
Caleb's instructions came to mind. She was supposed to break Eden down now, right? She was allowed to take him out? Good. He deserved it.
I'm fine. I don't need you to worry about me. It's none of your business.
If you're scared, that's okay. We're in this together. I'm taking your concerns seriously, okay? Let's finish the rest together and get out of here.
Eden held his hand out.
If you need it. Friends don't leave friends hanging.
Another. You slap Eden's hand away. Reject Eden verbally. Hesitate. We already slapped his hand away when we met him the first time. Reject Eden verbally? No. The objective here is you need to have trust with Eden in order for the plan to work out. So I will go for hesitate. Abby stared at Eden's hand, not sure what to do with it. She shook her head and scowled.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Friends? Yeah, right.
Friends. Yeah, right. Eden pulled his hand back to his side, looking hurt for a split second before laughing it off.
I get it. I know I'm not your favorite person, even if you ask me to be here. I can see why with the whole zoo situation. And the hair stuff. I have been thinking about it since we talked to Mr. Teacher on Monday. I'm sorry. I did a really stupid thing. Many stupid things. And didn't really take responsibility for it. I know saying sorry doesn't solve anything, but I do feel bad, okay? I forgot a lot of this stuff happened because, I don't know, we were kids. And I don't like to think about the bad stuff.
How lucky for him to be able to forget.
Eden dub, yeah.
I know it's probably not fair to you. You're not the only one either. Even with Caleb. We're best friends, but there's things I've blocked out. I'm so grateful he stuck with me in spite of everything that's happened between us. He's the coolest guy I know for bouncing back and being such a good friend. I don't know. It gives me hope that we might be friends too someday, Tabs.
Excuse me?
Anyway, what I was trying to say was that your hair looks great now. You can't even tell anything happened to it.
Abby felt a wave of red-hot rage overtake her again.
No thanks to you. You know who did the crying and the brushing and the braiding to get to this point. Not you!
But I mean it. It looks really nice. You did a good job growing it out. I hope you get to forget about it soon so it doesn't bother you anymore.
Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go to page 6 and save. Alright, let's see our choices. Call out Eden's toxic positivity or call Eden a liar. I don't think he's a liar. but toxic positivity. You know, let's try this.
What is wrong with you?
Huh?
First, you minimize something that really hurt me. Then, you tell me I should get over it because it's all sunshine and rainbows now. You're a bullying jerk who laughs at other people's pain like we're the stupid ones for feeling bad. And you still think we'll be friends?
Ouch. Not pulling any punches today, Taps.
Do you hear yourself? A normal person would not be laughing right now. Stop acting like everything's gonna be okay all the time, you freak!
Damn, just literally calling him a freak.
I know you're yelling, but it just feels like business as usual coming from you. It's nice and familiar, almost comforting.
Tabby screamed with rage. This wasn't working. She was the one getting worked up, not Eden. Somewhere through the fog of frustration, Tabby managed to ground herself on one plan of action. She needed to hit Eden where it really hurt.
If I was Calum, I would hate your guts. Actually, I know he does. He hates you, 100%. He's probably scheming against you right now.
Eden shook his head.
Calum? There's no way. He's my best friend. He's always stood up for me. I trust him with my life.
Infuriatingly, Tabby could hear the smile in his voice. Luckily, she had proof that their relationship wasn't as rock solid as Eden believed. Okay. Okay, Calum puts Eden down. Calum hates Eden's costumes. Calum hasn't forgotten Eden. Putting Eden down, that would already reveal the plan. Calum hates Eden's costume. Kalen hasn't forgiven Eden.
I don't know what you did to Calum, but he definitely hasn't forgiven you for it. I know because he told me you were a menace. Me! A random stranger! He even said you're the kind of guy who kicks puppies when they're already down.
Eden
Jackpot.
stiffened.
Why would he say that if he's such a saint? If he's really forgiven you? Is that how friendships work? One person is an oblivious idiot, while the other one hates their guts? In fact...
Oh, you still can use these. Calum puts Eden down.
You're not too dense to notice. Calum talks about you like you're beneath him, to your face. He makes fun of your choices, your hair, your grades, your drawings.
Oh, you're exaggerating now. Come on. Eden was silent.
Is he really your best friend if he's always putting you down?
Tabby racked her brain for more proof.
And actually...
Oh, you gotta do all of them.
You heard him in the hallway, didn't you? I know you did. He said your prototypes were comically hideous failures. What makes you think he's not laughing at you behind your back about the one you're wearing?
Eden didn't meet Tabby's eyes.
Is that something you say about your best friend's hard work? Or is it what you say about someone you're just pretending to be friends with?
That's just... I'm sure it was a joke.
Eden's shoulders dropped slightly. Eden took a deep breath, then shook his head, chuckling to himself.
Are you kidding me? There is no way Eden is this resilient. I saw the cracks.
I know you're just being grumpy, Tabs.
Just being grumpy? So what? Nothing I said mattered?
Bad-mouthing is part of your MO, Tabby. Maybe you haven't realized it, but...
You don't even know me. You don't know the first thing about me.
I know you're lashing out. You always do this, making things a bigger deal than they really are.
Maybe I wouldn't if someone didn't just laugh off real problems every time, instead of accepting that some things are actually bad.
Is it bad to be positive?
Yes, when you're like an ostrich in the sand. You're so selfish! Does it help anyone but you to pretend like you can't see what's happening?
Oh, and you're good at seeing what's really happening? All you do is cry to the adults when things don't go your way. You're always a victim.
I am a victim!
Not every time. You know, sometimes you hurt people too, Tabby.
Oh, sure. Which one of us is a literal bully?
You keep saying that like it's a fact, but you don't know me either. You don't know what I go through. What I'm thinking, why I'm like this.
Abby rolled her eyes.
Boo-hoo, the bully has a backstory. Tell that to someone who cares. Oh, wait. You're so insufferable, nobody wants to hear your sob stories. Especially not Caleb.
Damn, that is... I don't know. She's being way too, like, overboard with what she's saying. Eden flinched. Tabby went in for the kill.
He hates you. He hates you, Eden. Caleb, when are you gonna get in here?
Stop bringing Caleb into it. He's got nothing to do with any of this.
An impossible wind picked up, carrying with it the sharp scent of burnt sugar. The fake candlelight in the room glowed a deep blue as a figure materialized at the center of the pentagram. Eden did a tumble take.
Caleb?
He was dressed in an outfit Tabby had never seen before. A midnight blue ensemble with an imposing silhouette. He wasn't wearing glasses, but Caleb's frosty gaze swept across the room with startling clarity. Oh, he is definitely not human.
What are you doing here? I thought you were sitting this one out. Unless... Did you get asked to be part of Madlock Mansion? That would be sick.
Caleb stared imperiously at Eden.
Also, nice costume. Did you get it custom made? It looks so professional. You should have told me you were gonna wear something too. Maybe we could have matched.
Ask him, Eden. Ask him to tell you the truth.
Caleb? Weird question, but, we're still... We are friends, right?
Friends?
Yeah, you and me. We're like best buds.
No. Did you think we were?
Eden stared at Caleb first in confusion, then disbelief.
What?
Why would I be friends with someone I loathe?
Eden let out a panicked laugh.
Are you messing with me? That was a joke, right?
Caleb rolled his eyes.
There's that suffocating positivity. Let me make it clear, because it's impossible to get anything through your thick skull. We were never friends, and we never will be. It feels so good to say at last.
Eden ran an agitated hand through his hair.
What are you talking about? I thought you always stuck up for me. I went to bat for you.
You owed it to me for being a thorn in my side for so long.
Caleb sighed dramatically.
Oh, how I've suffered.
God, this guy's being bullied by people he trusted. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Now they're being the bullies.
Where is this coming from? Did I do something today or yesterday?
Do you really think hatred like this forms overnight? No. You've worn people down for years and years with your relentless, insufferable personality. How lucky, or rather, unlucky I am that you never saw through my act.
Caleb took a step closer to Ian.
I've been waiting years for this moment. Finally! I can stop pretending to like being around you!
Eden trembled, his hands balling into fists as he attempted to remain calm.
So this whole time, I'm not a mind reader, Caleb. If I was hurting you, if you hated me, why didn't you just say something? You can't just hide this stuff from me and expect me to know what's going on.
You have no one to blame but yourself for being disgustingly self-absorbed, insensitive, narcissistic.
Yeah! And I bet you would have forgotten even if he did tell you. Like you've conveniently forgotten everything else you've done.
Eden whirled towards her in distress.
How am I supposed to know what's going to hurt you for 10 plus years if you act like nothing's wrong?
Maybe it was my bad to assume something that happened when we were kids wouldn't be important anymore. But as soon as you told me, I tried to be better. I'm trying to change. But you don't want change. Not all you want is justification. A reason to feel righteous and lash out against anyone who irritates you. Neither of you care about anyone else, do you?
The scent of magician's magic was cloying now. Even Tabby found it hard
What do I need to do now
sorry.
again?
Let's see. The scent of magician's magic was cloying now. Even Tabby found it hard to think as she breathed in.
Oh, right.
As Tabby rummaged around her pockets, Eden started to laugh. It was a broken, unhinged sword, a far cry from his usual carefree attitude. It was a broken, unhinged sound, a far cry from his usual carefree attitude.
Strength, get out here!
Tabby whipped the duct-shaped bundle out. She clawed at the layers of tape, waiting to hear the faint jingling of bells.
Wake up already!
The layers peeled away one by one, becoming impossibly small, and then Nothing. He was gone? Tabby's stomach dropped. Without Strength's powers, she was in big trouble.
Did he escape, or?
Tabby turned in horror towards Caleb, who had his eyes trained on Eden.
You want to see self-absorbed? You want to see relentless? Let me make up for lost time.
Oh, he turns into a monster. As he spoke, Eden's goggles fogged up with pink and orange hues, obscuring his eyes. Tabby's blood ran cold as his hair floated into the air, like moving like the tendrils of an open flame. Awaken the beast. Omae wa mou shindeiru. Caleb turned and ran before the transformation was even complete. He bolted through a well-hidden door. Eden followed, slamming right into the door, which had locked behind Caleb. Tabby glanced around the room in a blind panic.
There has to be another exit.
Oh, she got trapped again. She felt the air shift before she heard him lunge. Tabby raised her arms to shield herself from the impending attack.
Wait, he doesn't even have real knives.
Tabby caught the glint of Eden's blade as they sliced through air, now metal rather plastic. She threw herself out of the path, rolling across the ground. The blades glowed as they sank into the floorboards where she had been standing.
Definitely not toys. Definitely not toys.
Tabby scrambled to her feet, rushing to keep her distance from Eden.
Caleb? Caleb!
Oh, he's not here, Tabs. He's always been a coward. You showed that to me. Do you really think he cares enough to stick around? If he can fake it with me for years and years, what makes you think he'd bother trying to save you?
As Eden approached, Tabby realized she had only one choice. Well, I got 3 choices, but regardless. That's page 7. There you go. Fight, flight, or freeze? Well, freeze would be just standing there and then he probably stabs her to death. Flight? How can she fly, though? And then we have fight. Can she actually fight without having like her powers? Well, I guess we'll see. Strength wasn't here, but she still had to do something. Tabby swung her fist towards Eden as hard as she could. Her knuckles smarted from the impact against Eden's surprisingly hard mask. Both the mask and its wearer seemed unaffected by the punch. Tabby darted backwards in fear. Then, not willing to wait for Eden's next move, she bolted back the way they had come in. The dense mist in the adjacent room made it hard to see, but it was heavy enough to hide in. Narrowly avoiding a ghost prop, Tabby dove behind a fake tombstone and made herself as small as possible. There was no sign of Eden's glowing costume or knives through the strobe lights. A cocktail of frustration and anger bubbled up past her fear and adrenaline.
Not again! Every time I want to do something, every time I try to do something about this guy, it goes wrong!
Tabby felt like she was being unfairly punished by trying to be proactive for once in her life. It was just one big cruel lesson from the universe. One big kick while she was already down.
I thought this would work, especially with teamwork.
Like I said, that boy Caleb? Sus. Tabby's stomach sank as she thought about Caleb.
There's no way he just left me here to fend for myself, right?
Probably did.
He's just trying to survive, Crazy Dagger Murderer Eden. Maybe he'll even rescue.
Tabby couldn't finish that thought. The way he hadn't even looked at her.
What did I think was gonna happen?
Tabby put her head in her
Did I
hands.
think I had friends? Even strength has abandoned me.
Hot, angry tears rolled off her
I
face.
get it, okay? I suck so bad the universe wants me to die here. Will anyone even miss me?
She imagined her parents crying over her corpse, with her floating over them as a sad, dead specter. Her heart clenched.
They're family. They don't count. And no one else will because...
The bubbling thought that she had been suppressing finally surfaced in her mind.
people were actually nice sometimes. And
She pushed them away in each of those rare occasions. Even the not-so-rare interactions with Eden felt like a lost opportunity now.
It's just what I deserve for being a horrible, mean, awful...
Tabby tensed up, preparing to run, fight a man if needed. Someone was coming. From where, she couldn't tell. Or perhaps they were already here. Well, who's this?
Greetings, Miss Bones. My name is Lev, and I'm here to guide you on. Shut up!
Do you want to get us killed?
Flecks of glitter fell from Love's hat as Tabby shook her for emphasis.
Well, unhand me at once, Tabitha!
Only if you stop yelling!
Tabby used her arm to smear the tears off her face without letting go of the pixie, shaking Love again in the process.
Let me go!
Tabby released the pixie. With a huff, Love dusted her frilly dress.
Regardless of your pity party, that's no way to treat a new friend. I'm here to guide you on your path to love, not violence. Of course, I don't mean romantic love. You must find that on your own, if you choose to seek it at all. I'm talking about self-love. You can only get along with others if you're at peace with yourself, Tabitha. To project light outwards, you must first seek it within yourself.
Listen, that's real great and all.
Alright. Save. Where's Strength?
Where's Strength? Have you seen him? Are you his replacement? Did the Pixie Agency fire him?
Love waved dismissively, causing sparkles to fly from her fingertips.
We have other things to worry about, I'm afraid. You seem to have gotten yourself into quite the pickle here.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say!
Actually, you've been saying a lot of, woe is me, woe is me.
No, I wasn't!
Yes, you were. Tabby peeked out from behind the tombstones. Still no sign of Eden.
Listen, you know what could bail me out of this awful situation?
Self-affirming meditative exercises?
What? No! I'm talking about that candy! The stuff that gives me the cool super strength!
For shame, Tabitha. More reckless power is not the cure for this predicament. You're far too good for these power-grubbing schemes. I fear you've let yourself be swayed to the dark side with your unstable emotions and deep, self-inflicted loneliness. Perhaps if you confided in someone, your emotional burden would seem less insurmountable.
Love tapped her chin thoughtfully.
I've got it! What about that Eden boy? The one with whom you share so many interests.
Eden? I can't! He's gonna kill me!
I understand your apprehension, but he can't be that bad.
No, you don't understand. He's literally a monster!
Love's right eye twitched, and her smile became strained.
You must stop putting others down to raise yourself up. This stubbornness has gone on for long enough.
Stubbornness? Stubbornness? You've been here for like 2 seconds.
Tabitha.
You don't know anything about what I am, or what he is, for that matter.
Tabitha.
He's a freak, Love! Even when he's not like... But right now, the only thing on his mind is cutting my head off and using it as a basketball!
Oh, she is hella getting pissed.
Tabitha! You listen to me, you little shit!
I did not expect that. I did not expect that.
You're never going to have any friends if you remain sour and despicable until the end of time! Is that what you want, Tabitha? To never open yourself up to anything better in life? Because that's where you're headed!
I mean, she's right. Well, we're progressing pretty well. We're finding a new fairy friend, and Eden turned into a monster, so that's cool. In the silence that followed Love's outburst, Tabby's heart sank. She couldn't tell if it was because of her patience was running out or the pixie had actually struck a nerve. Tabby cleared her throat and prayed Love's hands off her hoodie.
Well, you know what? I'm never gonna be able to fix it if I don't survive this!
Tabby grabbed Love and flipped her upside down, shaking the pixie with vigor. A round piece of candy fell out of Love's skirt and onto the ground. Before it disappeared into the mist, Tabby dove to the candy, tossing Love aside in the process. Oh, man. Oh, cutscene? Okay, that's kind of more magical girl-like. Although it looks silly. Tabby didn't even bother examining her outfit. Based on past experience, she knew she looked ridiculous. Love, on the other hand, was mentally staring holes into Tabby's frilly lace.
What? 5-second rule. You tossed me like a piece of trash! Shh! Excuse me? I can't hear anything over your voice, and we're being hunted by my lunatic class bully! It's a long story.
To Love's credit, the pixie fell silent.
I don't hear anything.
The swish of the ghost passing in and out of the mist had long been filtered out by Tabby's brain, but that noise was absent now. Unsettled, Tabby peered over the tombstones. No more ghosts, as if someone had cut them down. Tabby held her wand out like a sword as she took a careful step through the fog.
Nice costume.
Oh, there he is! Tabby leapt into the air as fabric brushed her back. She slashed through the mist with her wand, hoping it would miraculously connect with Eden's face. He stepped back coolly, blade outstretched to intercept the swipe. She pulled her arm back, ready to strike again. Tabby felt Eden's knife slice into her arm, followed by a sharp pain. Blood dripped from the wound, warm, fresh, and suddenly too real.
Tabby! Are we okay?
Tabby didn't answer, focusing on clutching her arm and applying pressure as she backed away. Blood just kept coming. That had never happened with strength before. Whatever Love's power was, even with this new magic coursing through her, Tabby felt scared, vulnerable, and worst of all, weak.
Tabitha! Tabitha, are you listening to me? Don't just stand there, we have to run! Run!
Tabby lurched into motion, dancing around until she was able to figure out the exact timing to duck under Eden's next swipe. As she miraculously sprinted past him without injury, Tabby's mind raced, juggling too many things at once. The pain in her arm, the shrill sound of Love screaming, the stress of having to find a way out. If there were any emergency exits around, they hadn't been clearly marked. That left only two places where she could hide. The funhouse and the doll hall. Both were staffed with scarce actors who could inevitably get caught up in the chase. Should she race all the way to the doll hall and hope for Eden would get caught up slashing other people? Or should she lure him to the funhouse mirror room, which would be less crowded? Alright, let's save. Well, these are pretty important choices. We'll go to the funhouse. Tabby made a quick decision, aiming to sprint to the funhouse mirror room. Nah, she won't die. She'll be fine. As she raced down the adjacent hall, she spotted some other students coming up the path. Mirror room, as we don't want to kill someone. I don't know. We're seeing some students coming up. Not very encouraging. There was also the clown waiting to scare them, but his back turned to her as he hid behind a wall. Abby's stomach clenched. She'd chosen this route to avoid getting other people caught up in Eden's stabbing spree, hadn't she?
Run! Run!
The clown turned to see who was barreling through the house in the wrong direction.
Hey kid! You're going the wrong way.
Just run! He's gonna murder you!
The students and actors scattered in a panic. In their frantic confusion, some ran past Tabby and directly into Eden's path. Abby hoped that the screams that echoed around her were people being chased, not people being slashed to ribbons. Only she understood what love's power was. Maybe she could have stood and defended them.
What am I supposed to do with your magic, love?
Oh, that's easy. Feel better for one.
So nothing that'll help us survive?
Serotonin production is an important part of survival.
Tabby groaned and ignored Love's lecture about stress responses. Luckily, having used her strength twice before, she had some clue as to what to do next. Abby held her wand aloft in front of her as she ran.
Okay, just gotta wave it around. Around, around.
She made frantic figure eights through the air.
Come on, come on!
A soft pink light enveloped the end of the wand, glowed brighter and brighter, radiating warmth until... Pew! A beam shot out of the wand, quick as a bullet.
A laser gun? This is something I can work with.
Tabby turned to see if Eden was still behind her. Not that she wanted to other people in the hallway to distract him. But her stomach sank as she spotted him hot on her trail, glowing ominously. Tabby waved the wand in his direction.
It's not a laser gun, and it is not to be used to attack people. I call it the love beam.
Said love beam flew up in a different direction than Tabby had intended.
Tell me you're joking.
The love beam fills its targets with the power of love. A sense of inner warmth and appreciation not just for others, but also themselves.
Eden shattered the lights near him in one swift move, swinging his blades up through the bulbs. The light bulbs exploded into sparks and shards of glass. In the sudden shadows, he seemed to glow even more menacingly.
Warmth? Can it at least melt off faces?
I wouldn't recommend going that far.
No! How is that helpful then? I might as well spit you back out and start throwing bricks or something.
Tabby tried to aim at Eden again. She felt the magic surge through the wand, along with Love's displeasure. Suddenly, her limbs tingled with pins and needles as they began moving without her input. The beam flew up in the wrong direction again. This time it hit the unfortunate clown who hadn't quite made it out of the hall. They swiveled towards Tabby.
Who's laughing? I am, 'cause seeing you have a good time puts a real smile on my face. That outfit's looking real sharp, kid. Careful, you might cut someone on it.
She aimed the wand at the clown again, hoping that another shot would cure them of whatever was happening. Tabby's arm moved on its own with enough force to spin her all the way around.
Ow! Stop that!
You stop that! Have you learned nothing about my views on violence? For as long as I must inhabit this body, you will not go around trying to hurt people with our powers!
I was gonna undo it, and those are your hang-ups, not mine. Let go of my arm!
Eden continued to make long, calm strides down the corridor. He slashed another set of lights and plunged more of the hallway into darkness.
We gotta go now.
Let's see. Let's save here. Send the clown away. Tabitha gained the upper hand against Love long enough to wave the clown away.
Shoo! Get out of here!
I can be your angle. Because that's what heroes do.
Oh, yeah! Anything you say, you inspire me.
The clown waved and jogged cheerfully behind a wall, presumably towards a hidden employee exit. Tabby rounded the corner and entered the next hall of the mirror maze. She was relieved to see it was as empty as she expected. Any students or actors that had passed through here must have kept running all the way to the entrance.
He's gonna be here any minute. Give me my arm back!
Not until you promise you're not going to use it for evil.
In their continued fight for dominance, the wand fired off shot after shot. The blast ricocheted off the warped plexiglass until the air was filled with pink beams. Tabby dove to the ground to avoid the growing laser storm whizzing through the room. Even then, her hands were balling and unballing into fists as Love tried to take over completely.
I can't crawl like this! Let the hollandaise go!
You know my conditions.
I'm gonna get chopped up into 1,000 little pieces because of you.
I'm sure you'll find a different, non-violent solution to prevent that.
Eden appeared on the doorway, which was completely dark now. He paused as if to assess the sight before him. The endless beams of light and Tabby's arm moving like a wild eel while she was frozen mid-crawl.
Chutes and ladders! I mean, shoelaces! Are you censoring me?
Yeah, she can't swear because Love is there. And Eden rolled his shoulders as if limbering up before a workout. Then he took a careful step forward, carrying beams away with his knife. Sensing he would be on her in a second, Abby jumped to her feet just to get hit squarely in the face by a beam.
Falafel! My eyes!
Falafel. She scrambled backwards, blinded by pink spots.
I tried to tell you to be careful.
Love relinquished control of Tabby's arm so she could clutch her face in peace.
Careful with what? Stray lasers from my own wand? What kind of shrimpy design? Oh wait, it's already clearing up.
As she blinked away the tears, Tabby felt only a deep sense of disappointment.
That was like 2 seconds of light. It barely even warmed my face. I knew it was useless.
Do I look like the kind of pixie who would go around giving children face-melting lasers? I told you, it's a tool to inspire confidence and camaraderie.
I'm confident that I'm not feeling any camaraderie with anyone right now.
Tabby glanced around the room, keeping an eye out for both lasers and knives.
Where did he go?
Don't ask me. I can't see any better than you, Tabitha.
Tabby swung her wand through the air preemptively. Eden burst out of the opposite doorway and ran at Tabby.
When did he get over there?
Springing into action out of instinctive self-defense, Tabby slammed him upside the head with the pommel of the wand. Eden's mask was knocked askew, but Tabby didn't wait for him to adjust it. She tackled him with all the force she could muster. Even at her small size and limited athletic ability, she still managed to knock him off balance. Eden staggered, tripping into the funhouse mirrors. They buckled from the force of his impact. Shards of glass rained down on both of them and scattered across the floor. One arm still wrapped around Eden, Abby grabbed a mirror fragment, desperately trying to gain some leverage in the fight. Unfortunately, Eden had recovered much quicker than Tabby, pushing her to the side and making her drop the sharpened glass. In the fit of desperation, she smashed the heavy end of the wand into Eden's wrist. Tabby winced, realizing she had definitely struck bone. Eden stopped in his tracks, clutching his hands. His breath sounded ragged on beneath the mask, like he was gritting his teeth against the pain. Tabby ran for it, knowing instinctively that this was going to be the only moment to flee. She was so close to the exit. She just had to keep running until she was out of the mansion. Tabby burst into the entrance hall.
The glowing murderer is here!
I'm too young to die!
I'm not. It's me, Tabby!
Tabby?
Why the Hellenistic age are you all here? I thought everyone else left.
Hellenistic age.
Hellenistic age?
The doors are locked. We've tried everything. Even the windows are sealed shut.
That was probably Caelim's doing. They had discussed making it impossible for Eden to leave. Tabby looked around at the sizable crowd of trapped students, and her stomach flipped.
One of the clowns told us someone was stabbing people and glowing.
Ah! Sorry. Continue.
Company policy states that we can't have our phones on us. Otherwise, we would have called the police.
Some people already left to try the alternative exits, but they haven't come back yet.
We banged on the door too, but none of the people outside even came to check.
Honestly, that door isn't even supposed to be closed.
Did you see the murderer? How did you escape?
I didn't. He's...
She spotted the glow out of the corner of her eye. Tabby leapt out of the way just as Eden's blade swirled through the doorway. There was nowhere else to run. This room was a dead end. Her dead end if she didn't find a new way to survive fast.
Love! Help! Love! We're gonna die! Love, tell me what to do!
I've been saying it already. You have to open your heart to yourself first.
What does that mean? Real steps only.
Tabby fired off another beam at Eden.
All right, let's start from there.
Eden batted away the beam away, causing it to hit one of her classmates instead.
Oh, cool trick, Tabby. Do it again. Oh, you're so cool.
The other students looked horrified at that sudden, inexplicable outburst. Oh, it's gonna hit everyone except Eden. Tabby fired another shot. Yet another deflected shot.
Oh, you go, Tabby. You can do it.
This clearly wasn't working.
Come on, love! What comes next?
Exactly what they said. Repeat after me. I can do this.
I can do this.
No, you have to put some gusto in it.
You have to believe it.
I can do this!
The next beam flew faster, but Eden still managed to dodge the laser. Jonathan, whom the beam hit instead, applauded. Eden's blade cut right into him. Oh no, Jonathan!
Ouch!
I would have expected a blood-curdling scream, but he just says, ouch!
Jonathan, move!
Whatever you say, Tabby, your opinion really matters to me.
Tabby tossed more props at Eden, which he slashed away with ease.
All of you, keep away from the knives!
You're so smart, Tabby. Why didn't I think of that?
Next one. There are people that care about me and my worth. Remember, you have to mean it.
That's too long!
Eden rushed at her. Tabby held the wand up and fired blindly.
There are people that care about me and my worth. Remember, you have to mean it.
That's right. We do care. We mean it.
The beam shot out twice as fast and appeared twice as wide.
I wish I could do that when I was your age. You're an inspiration.
What's wrong with all of you? Last one. I'm getting better and better each day. I've got this.
Eden slashed right through her good arm.
Ah!
Eden lashed out right back at him, managing to punch him in the gut.
I've got this!
Yeah, you do.
Show that creep what you're made of.
Go, Tabby! I know you can
do it. Because I'm awesome.
You're the best!
I am the best.
Tabby grabbed the broken board and smacked it over Eden's head. Eden staggered back, more in surprise than pain. It took less than a second for him to recover, however, as he pounced on Tabby, pinning her to the ground.
Leave Tabby alone. She doesn't deserve that.
You know, for someone being stabbed, you seem perfectly fine just reacting like this.
I don't deserve this.
She managed to wiggle out one arm out of under his weight. Eden raised his knife.
I don't deserve this!
The knife sank into the ground, and Tabby gasped.
It didn't work, but I felt it. Is this the end?
All remaining adrenaline drained out of her, replaced by a strong sense of regret.
Just when I was feeling proud of myself for once.
Eden's whole body shook with laughter. Oh, he's back.
Wow. Woo! Real cool moves, Tabby. I've always said you were super fun to be around.
The door to the haunted house smashed open, letting in a flood of blinding light. Firefighters and paramedics swarmed through the opening, followed by what looked like her entire 8th grade class. Abby felt the magic leave her body before they got too close. Love clambered into Tabby's hood as soon as the transformation dissipated.
Oh my god! Eden! Tabby! Are you alright?
She was so brave.
She saved us all.
We've gotta tell everybody.
It's that guy right there, officers.
Tabby was super cool.
The police grabbed Eden, who didn't resist in the
He's
slightest.
got knives too.
The knives in question clattered to the ground as Eden was handcuffed. Oh my god, they actually... Oh, he's actually getting arrested! That son of a gun, Caleb. The police bagged up the evidence before allowing the paramedics to approach Eden and check for injuries. Tabby couldn't believe it was all over. She sat in a state of shock, moving only to allow the paramedics to access her to her injuries. Tabby vaguely registered the voice of someone asking her if she could walk. She stood in a daze, following the scare actors and other students out of the house.
Everybody, clap for Tabby! She saved us all!
It's true.
Yeah, she has only one arm and she can clap. There was a smattering of applause from Tabby's classmates. It grew as Stu and Den chimed in about Tabby's expert takedown.
She was amazing! Woohoo, Tabby!
Eden was pushed into an ambulance, still handcuffed. Caleb, I'll chase you down to the end of the earth. Yeah, and I can't believe I remember that reference.
Thanks for saving us. I don't know how you weren't scared.
It's because she's a tried and true hero.
The applause and cheers grew louder as the students surrounded her in a bubble of praise. Tabby felt the sound warm her up from inside.
Are you hurt, Tabby? We don't want you to be hurt.
No, I mean, yes, but...
Excuse me, medic! Tabby should be treated ASAP!
Wait.
Oh, maybe she's actually fine. I would totally believe it after her amazing fight. I bet Eden couldn't even scratch her.
Tabby looked down at her arms, hastily covered in gauze and tape.
You're right. She was just so cool.
Right, next one. Here. Express gratitude.
Thanks.
We should be thanking you.
Tabby smiled.
I'm glad no one else was badly hurt.
What about Jonathan, who got stabbed? Does he have, like, healing factor? Is he actually part of the Weapon X program? I don't know.
Gosh, that smile.
He's so dashing, so kind.
Exactly!
Oh, oh, he's back. Tabby's smile faltered as Caleb emerged from the crowd.
Yes, imagine if that maniac had gotten out of the house.
Jonathan is the goat.
Tabby saved all of us!
Another cheer ran through the students.
But we can give her all the praise that she deserves later. She sacrificed a lot for us. So right now, as her friend, I'm asking you all to let her rest.
Caleb's right. Give her some space.
Oh,
Yeah, Tabby, you rest up.
I'm going to call my mom and tell her you saved my life.
Tabby gave a little bow and everyone started cheering again. Before Tabby could be surrounded by more applauding students, Caleb placed one firm hand on Tabby's elbow and led her forcibly over a bench near the sidewalk. Still within the eye line of the other middle schoolers, Caleb smiled guilelessly.
So, you survived.
yeah, I did. No thanks to you.
Tabby took in his innocent expression and narrowed her eyes.
Did you expect me not to?
I expected some difficulty.
Yeah, well, if you expected so much.
Where were you?
Why did you disappear as soon as the fight started? Where the hell did you go? Or was that your plan all along?
Caleb continued to smile as if the expression had been plastered onto his face.
Magician had more difficulty controlling Eden than we anticipated. A simple malfunction, nothing more.
That's an excuse.
I have no say in the matter. How magic manifests, how it mingles with man, that is out of my purview.
Everything inside Tabby was telling her that this was a lie. Also incredibly pretentious.
I don't buy it.
Caleb's eyes flashed, his gaze hardening, even as his smile widened.
You don't? I don't know what to tell you, Tabby. That's the only truth I have to offer.
Love emerged from Tabby's hood, peeking out at Caleb from behind Tabby's thick braids.
Is this a friend of yours, Tabitha?
Tabby was slow to answer Love, turning the question over in her mind.
I don't know.
Friends don't leave friends hanging. Tabby gave Caleb a sharp look.
Friends don't leave friends hanging. I learned that recently. They step up and stand up for each other in the face of difficulty. But you disappeared on me.
Atta girl! Tell them how you really feel!
Caleb glanced at Love, who shrank back instinctively. She reached down to pat Tabby's shoulder. Tabby felt herself smile with sudden self-confidence.
You know, if you're having trouble with Magician, I could take a look.
Caleb raised an eyebrow.
Take a look how, exactly?
I know I can make better use of Magician. Let me have him for a day to see if we're more compatible. And then if we are...
Caleb crossed his arms.
Why would I do that? We would have swapped from the start if it was so simple to adjust to different pixie magic.
You never know until you try. You said it yourself. Magic is weird and unpredictable. Look what happened to Eden and Mr. Teacher. I'm the one with the more successful track record for pixie powers anyway.
Are you?
We both had 2 chances. You and Magician botched yours. I executed my parts perfectly. You can't fight the numbers.
Caleb shrugged.
Maybe you would have even more problems. Trust me, Magician needs a careful guiding hand and someone who can bounce back from the malfunctions.
He can speak for himself. Where is Magician anyway?
Of course, it's easy for you when all you're doing is destroying things. Have you done any work that needs a refined touch? A fine-tuned approach?
Abby opened and closed her mouth, begrudgingly acknowledging his point.
Besides, I saw that you have a new pixie friend.
Oh my god, look at her face. Complete derp face. Caleb fully turned his reptilian gaze towards Love, who huddled close to Tabby.
So quick to turn to the next. I feel ill at ease simply handing Magician over to you. Especially if you're replacing pixies left and right, like they're disposable tools. Unlike you, I value my relationship with Magician over the novelty of a shiny, new thing.
I haven't replaced anyone!
Well, in that case, have you considered giving me your excess pixies? Since they've given you such excellent results, a little charity for one in need.
Abby stood up, putting Love into her pocket. Love gave a small cry of protest, but didn't emerge again.
They're not excess anything!
Sit down before someone decides something is wrong.
Tabby flopped back onto the bench with a huff.
They're not excess tools!
Oh? So this new one isn't a surplus to the first? Where is Strength anyway? I haven't seen him buzzing around you like an anxious bee.
Caleb furrowed his brow and adjusted his glasses as if he was seriously contemplating Strength's absence. He quickly schooled his expression back to one of insufferable superiority.
He's...
This one deserves to be saved. Accused of Caleb being involved, admit the Strength is missing. You know, I think the last time that we saw Strength is when Magician took him away and wrapped him up. I'm pretty sure he's involved with this. Tabby took in Caleb's uninterested expression.
Maybe you took him.
Caleb scoffed.
So you've lost him.
Or he was stolen.
Why would I take a pixie when I have one in my employ already?
Tabby narrowed her eyes at Caleb.
You always have an answer ready for everything, huh? Well, answer this. If you think you're such a genius mastermind, how come you didn't have a backup plan for when Magician messed up and you let a killer on the loose? And if your plan was to have me and Strength take Eden down, why didn't you foresee that Strength might go missing?
You can't blame me for your mismanagement.
How could so many things go wrong if your plans were supposed to be foolproof?
That's a pretty good point. Well said.
It's like they're actually full of holes or something. It's almost like you're not in control at all.
Caleb's eyes flashed with an undecipherable emotion.
I am in control.
Oh yeah?
I decide how to proceed.
Then I'll ask you again. If everything went according to your plans, why did it all miraculously fall apart?
All right, get him.
And what did you do with Strength?
Caleb's stare was icy, but he looked away
Who
first.
can say how a well-oiled machine will break if a rock is thrown into the gears? Can the rock really blame the machine for breaking? Perhaps you should think about your own responsibility and how you might step up to meet the operation standards my plans require.
Nah, these are just excuses, my guy. Excuses. Tabby scowled, sensing that Caleb was going to keep dodging her questions.
Whatever. If I find out you've been hiding or hurting Strength,
I shall be sure to let him know you've had a change of heart and suddenly care about his well-being, if I see him.
You're upset.
Did it need to be so destructive? The damage was far beyond what I intended.
And? What were your intentions if nobody saw him after all? If the scale was so small as to be undetectable?
I just mean that only Eden needed to get caught red-handed. I couldn't care less if he was flattened under a falling beam in the process.
What is wrong with this kid?
But a whole group of students were hurt. I didn't mean for chaos and devastation at that scale.
It was a necessary evil.
Caleb looked at Magician with equal parts suspicion and supplication.
You keep saying that, but you won't explain further or tell me why we need to go this far. Tabby's endured our malfunctions twice in a row now. even if only the first was unintentional. And now we've resorted to underhanded poaching. Why did you act without consulting me? If you were going to kidnap...
Trust me, Caleb. All of this is for your own good. The time will come when it will make sense.
Yeah, I think he's the bad news. This fella here. Caleb opened his locker and reached inside. A sleepy mint-colored pixie took a careful step forward, raising one shaking hand toward Caleb's.
Caleb, you're better than this.
Caleb didn't respond. Magician frowned as the boy remained frozen, hand hovering above his books. After a moment, Caleb stared down at both pixies inside the locker, clearly conflicted.
Caleb, who was destined for this but you? No one else will look out for your future. You must act decisively to secure the best path forward. That is the only way you will be happy, Caleb.
Yeah, this guy is bad news. Caleb clenched his jaw and grabbed his notebooks, shoving them into his bag emotionlessly.
Please!
The locker closed with a decisive, final bang. Oh, it's a nice little transition. Oh. Thanks for playing. Look forward to Act 3. Oh, okay. Wonder how many acts they have planned. So I guess this isn't like... Yeah, this definitely isn't the full story, but I think we've just finished both acts that are available. Okay then. Let's close this. Oh, we got... Ah, that's where it ends. Okay, so I guess the next time we'll play this, hopefully we manage to get a few more acts that are released. But yeah, that was The Magic Girl. The Magical Girl is a Peach. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how the story continues, because it's clear like it's going to have even more acts than compared to like just having Act 3. And I guess that explains why the game is actually free to download, because maybe once all of the chapters are done, it'll probably be released as a, like, you know, a single package. Oh yeah, this was actually pretty fun. And it's like what the game's description said. It is inspired by Magical Girls, but is in a different direction compared to most usual Magical Girl media. Anyway, thank you all for watching tonight, either live or via the archives. Tomorrow I'll be having a day off, but next time on Tuesday, we'll be trying out the full version of Diesel Legacy. So Diesel Legacy, I did actually stream it before. It was the limited beta, and now we got the full game with the full cast and with more options like, you know, arcade mode, the story mode. So we're going to be trying out the characters I didn't try out before and see if we can actually get matches, or probably try the story mode for some of the characters. We'll have to wait and see. There is this grappler character who is pretty cool. I think her name is Saga. I'm pretty curious about that. I did say that tomorrow will be a day off, but there might be a small chance, no promises though, small chance that I may stream Marvel Rivals. We'll see. Small chance. If not, yeah, I'll see you guys on Tuesday then. Alrighty, hope you all have a great night, evening, or afternoon, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Just a moment. Just raise myself a little bit up there. Ooh. Bye-bye.